Show. Rise above the noise. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Indeed, great is Jehovah, and his mercies endure forever. They are new every morning. Great is his faithfulness. Friday morning, June 21, 2024, 27 minutes after 6. It's an old classic welcoming us to a brand new morning. Oh, I love this one. Riding on the wings of this song to welcome you to a brand new day. Oh, it says the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning, and indeed great is his faithfulness. Thanking God really for another wonderful day. Always a privilege to wake up alive. Yes, wake up alive. Always remember to give thanks to the giver of life and bread. Welcome to another edition of your favorite show, the Citi Breakfast Show on 97.3 Citi FM. So much to do on the show today. We'll bring you the newspaper review, bring you business edition, have a lot of conversations that are meaningful to your life. We have a big conversation with a special guest coming later this morning. A business sense though. It says, do not despise the Lord's discipline and do not resent his rebuke, because the Lord disciplines those he loves. As a father, the son he delights in. So take feedback, take corrections. Do not see feedback as hate. Do not take correction as hate. It's important for your growth. In order to grow, in order to do extraordinary, you need to learn to take good feedback and separate criticisms from feedback. Always look at feedback as a means to grow. Important feedback. Important information to help you do better than you did yesterday. ADB knows that sometimes in order to implement your feedback, you need some money. And so they're helping us bring you business sense this morning, and they say that if you're a paid employee or salaried worker, you need a personal loan to resolve your financial issues. ADB is offering you a variety of personal loans, including top-up loans at significantly reduced interest rates. You will also enjoy a longer tenure of up to 6 years. This offer is open to non-customers as well, so kindly visit the nearest branch or call us on 0302 210210 or 0322 030224043 for further inquiries. ADB is the People's Bank. ADB is truly a great and more. The show is very interactive. Join us on 0549986996. On Twitter or X, we are live at Citi973. The hashtag is hashtag CityCBS. Join us. Let's have a wonderful Friday on your favorite show, the Citi Breakfast Show.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
We understand the excitement of preparations that comes when your child gains admission into senior high school. But we at the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB PLC, also understand the financial burden this comes with. The chop box, trunk, school mattress, you name it. That's why we have partnered with Prospectus Ghana Limited to offer financial support for parents by introducing the ADB Quick Purchase. With a smart loan of up to 20,000 Ghana cedis, you can pick up all the items on your child's prospectus for school. ADB PLC offers you a repayment plan of 12 months to relieve you of all that heavy financial burden. Every ADB customer who receives their salaries through the bank, military and police personnel, and all other workers on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll qualify for this facility. Walk into any ADB branch nationwide or any Prospectus Ghana Limited office near you to apply for the ADB Quick Purchase. Terms and conditions apply. ADB, the People's Bank. ADB, truly a quick and more.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Me could be a bar, me ba, na me na se kanda.
Taking you straight to the newspaper review, brought to you by Total Energies and Fidelity Bank. Do you have a game-changing, innovative business idea or project that can impact society? This is your moment. Total Energies presents the 4th edition of the Startupper of the Year Challenge. This year, we are looking for 3 winners. The best entrepreneur, also known as the InnovUp winner, the best project or innovative business idea exemplifying recycling and minimizing waste, the Cycle Up winner, and the best project promoting or relating to sustainable and affordable energies, the Power Up winner. And that's not all. 4 additional projects in the Power Up category will be selected by an international jury. So don't wait any longer. Apply now at www.startupper.totalenergies.com for your chance to win financial support, professional mentorship, and a spotlight for your project. Terms and conditions apply. Total Energies Startupper Challenge. Fidelity Bank says PAPSID, together with the Pan-African Payment and System Settlement System PAPS, we are now live at Fidelity Bank. Imagine sending money to your loved ones or business partners across Africa instantly and in Ghana cedis. Don't wait for days for transactions to clear. No more expensive fees, just fast, secure, and affordable payments. PAPS is here, and Fidelity Bank makes sending money through PAPS easy. Visit any of our branches and start sending money across Africa instantly and securely to Nigeria, Gambia, Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. Let's welcome the gentleman into the studio. Nathan Kwao, good morning. Richard Sky, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Talk me like your phone now.
I'm on Vavaso. It's a Friday morning.
Hey, I love Benya.
Never mind. Yeah, it's a Friday. And the newspapers, they have some stories that we will give our listeners highlights of.
Their numbers. The Daily Graphic says 7.3 million Ghanaians face poverty, have no access to education, health, employment. That's according to a report from the Ghana Statistical Service. Africans must own logistics and shipping space, McDan is speaking. Provide selfless leadership to reverse difficulties, Bishop Dogbe tells government. And on the Daily Graphics Constituency Watch, today they are focusing on Tema East, MPP Haven, and Fishing Hub. And then the back page of the Daily Graphic says best agriculture student of Sunyai SHS offered job, and NSS releases PIN codes for final year students.
The Ghanaian Times says this morning healthcare delivery challenge, patients stranded at hospitals nationwide as laboratory technicians lay down their tools. Also on the front page this morning, the high profile case concerning those ambulances. We're told AG Jakpa WhatsApp conversation admitted in evidence. So be careful what you're conversing with other people on. In other words, yes, when you're having conversation with other people on WhatsApp, be very careful. Also, increase the revenue mobilization to build robust economy. Professor Festus Ebo Texan talking here. And 2,560 women dying of breast cancer annually in Ghana. And that is alarming, according to Dr. Wiafe Adai.
The Daily Guide also has a take on the ambulance case, and the paper says, I declared war on Dami. Jakba is speaking. Seth Tekpe, Sherry IT sabotaged ambulance project. That's on page 6 of the paper. KNUST VC gets 2 more years. And Baumia's Kaya trainees pass out. That's on page 6 of the paper.
They have trained to become Kaya, or they are trained to migrate from
No,
Kaya.
they were given skills in hairdressing.
So they are moving from Kaya.
Pedicure, those skills.
Yes. The Chronicle says this morning, Jakpa draws the battle lines. I'll never forgive Godfrey Dame whether I win or lose ambulance case. Setepe, Sherry Ayete are evil. Hey. No, please, those are not my words. I'm just
that's according to
just for
very strong words.
Yes. Gender Minister appeals to Parliament to expedite passage of affirmative action bill. This matter is on way. And then also Onyame Akwan Drivers Union route for female running mate for Baobia. Hey, Nyame Akwan people. Everybody the only gym.
Anyway, if you go to the Ghanaian publisher, Baumia running mate, government rubbishes bogus NIB survey. Hey. Hey, what is really at stake in the 2024 elections? And there's the third installment of that write-up here.
Right.
And of course, the gender minister pushing for the passage of the affirmative action bill.
Let me take you to the new finder. Citi risks further pressure when Ghana resumes debt servicing, according to Professor Mensah. It's not pretty. Also, Ghana fails to meet HIV reduction target in 10 years. And yesterday I saw a story that every single day or so, 50 or so people are getting new. Hey, Charlie, please. So if it's not in, it's not on. That's the mantra. If you and abstinence is the thing to do. But if you can't, then please
better protect yourself.
Yeah, please, because it's a serious matter. Also, heat wave is claiming lives of Ghanaian pilgrims in Saudi Arabia, and the Kaya story also makes the front page of the Finder.
The Informer newspaper says rising cost of living, Ghana, Nigeria hard hit. That's according to a report. Election 2024 ignores superficial attributes. Christian Council admonishes electorates. Mahama attacks EC again, says it's biased. And the Informer is saying there's a red alert. Another smear agenda against special prosecutor hatched. And they are telling everybody to stay tuned.
Let me take you to the Herald newspaper. Jakpa accuses Attorney General of falsifying evidence, alleges hostile judge, and indicts Tekpe and late Sherry Ayete. Also on the front page this morning, Ghanaian businesswoman Angela List rubbishes theft, corruption, and deception claims. Also, JP Amau to justify his Hokwe parliamentary victory on Wednesday, but EC says it has no witness to call. And why Haruna Idrisu and Muntaka others are not in the NDC's national campaign team.
That's why it keeps coming up.
I know, right, Charlie?
Yeah, the Inquisitor also has some more politics. It says, craze to partner Baumia for 2024. Smoothness level in MPP after NIB reports became public. Evil agenda planned for preferred NAPO. And then it also says that it will soon publish details of an agenda against the special prosecutor. And Corsa tours northern Upper East regions to inspect government development projects. And Ghana drops in World Bank audit institutions ranking.
The Republic Press says this morning, all eyes on Baumia as leaked NIB report sparks jostling over running mate position. Also, a Blackwell goes hiding as Brian Achampong calls his bluff. The story about the tape or the alleged tape recording of the Attorney General and Jakba also on the front page here this morning. And 86,000 printed passport booklets were told gathering dust at passport offices. We brought that story to you yesterday and some other stories on the front page this morning.
Okay. Finally, for me, the Catholic Standard. Let's end destructive Galamsey menace. The Archbishop Kofi is speaking. ICGC awards Father Campbell. That's on the back page of the paper. And education programs must be consistent. That's coming in from Bishop Jenfi. Other quick stories. Stop killing the earth with plastics. Priest urges Ghanaians. And the editorial in the Catholic Standard says, artificial intelligence, terrifying or creative double-edged tool? It's a question on page 4 of the paper.
Okay. The answer is yes. The BNF.
That's two questions.
No, but the double-edged sword. Anxiety engulfs some $16.5 billion of climate change finance deficit. Also, is oil wealth sleeping away? Yes, of course, it's sleeping away because we've messed up the sector in many ways. And then GPL players netted 1.23 million Ghana cedis in bet power locker room bonuses during 2023-2024 season. And then some other stories here, including enhancing sustainability in tourism, the case of Volta region, and employers must do more in many ways.
Okay, let's take you online quickly and to citinewsroom.com. Ghana bondholders reach agreement in principle to restructure $13 billion debt. Election 2024, Mahama has superior records than Akufo-Addo and Baumia. Alex Segbefia speaking. December polls, our campaign team is very strategic. Alex Segbefia again. Stop threatening us for demanding better conditions. Striking MELP WU members are speaking here. I'll tell you more about them shortly. Labadi Beachfront, you will hear from my lawyers soon. Freddie Blaze to Ablakwa, and 6 Ghanaians died as intense heat wave kills over 1,000 in Saudi Arabia. If you go to myjoyonline.com, government bondholders reach agreement in principle to restructure $13 billion. That story is here as well. Ghanaian mother of son with special needs in U.S. tells story of how social media saved her. Tragic heat in Mecca claims 6 Ghanaian lives during Hajj, and then also near chaos in Parliament as trial of Atu Forsen disrupts parliamentary proceedings. NLC directs medical laboratory workers to call off strike. I take you to All Africa now, and you will see that there is a protest. Tear gas and water cannons being released during Kenya's finance bill protest. And then also something is happening. Uganda, Museveni to extend whip to corrupt district leaders. A second coming. Support for Trump in Nigeria is a big question here. Yes. I see Sky is excited. There's a story on Rwanda. They are going to the polls as well. We are told over 260 observers are accredited for the July elections. Richie Sunak is not happy. Some persons are said to have engaged in election betting, and on BBC, Sunak incredibly angry over alleged election betting. That story is here. If you go to CNN, US concerns over Israeli's drone Iron Dome here. And these are some of the stories online. So we'll go into the details shortly. There's an interesting one though on starfm.com. Kofi Brookman is no longer for the Brook.
Thank you.
It's a serious matter.
Now, one piece is what? Some people 5, others 6, others 7.
Brookman now was saving we the ordinary people.
The
no?
households.
Coconut
These days we cannot even buy.
Coconut is some places 7.
Oh! Hey! Hey! No, December 7 is coming.
What will happen?
December 7, we know what we will do. They should continue. Now, the healthcare delivery challenge that I spoke to you about much earlier.
Yeah.
The details are on page 9 of the Ghanaian Times this morning. And we're told by Lawrence Vomafa Akpalu that patients are stranded at hospitals nationwide as laboratory technicians have laid down their tools. The story says the nationwide strike by the Medical Laboratory Workers Union has left many patients stranded at health facilities across the country. Now, a visit to some medical facilities revealed virtually empty laboratory centers. Now, at the Carnation Polyclinic, the acting director of medical services, Dr. Jacob J. Labi, told the Ghanaian Times that the facility had received notice of the strike and had to refer patients to needed laboratory services to private facilities, and would continue to take that step until the strike is called off. Now, the only challenge confronting the polyclinic, he explained, was the issue of expectant mothers and others who would need blood transfusion, especially emergency cases, which they would refer to the 37 military hospital, while others with severe conditions would be given emergency iron supplements to stabilize them prior to referral. You know, this thing is getting out of hand. It is completely unacceptable. We should not see our, health professionals go on strike. We need to resolve the matter.
Yeah.
The minister responsible for health, you have got to sit with your people. The minister for employment, please get up, sit with your people. The minister responsible for national security, the chief of staff, the minister for finance. This is not what we want to see. Ghanaians did not vote for this. They voted you to fix the problem. So get up and fix the problem.
Where does the back stop?
It goes on and on. It goes up to the
very top. Yes, he has to do something.
Yes, including Bawizi.
Yes, all of them. Daily Graphic. Sky, you're talking about healthcare. Now, the Ghana Statistical Services report says 1 out of every 4 Ghanaians have no or limited access to healthcare, education, employment, and they also live in poor conditions. Now, this means that 24.3% of Ghanaians, which is over 7.31 million people, experience multidimensional poverty, facing deprivations in healthcare, education, employment, and living conditions. Unemployment contributes the most to multidimensional to the multidimensional poverty index at 32.6%, followed by poor living conditions, 27.9%, poor access to healthcare, 21.7%, and the lack of education, 17.8%. Nearly half, which is 43.8% of those in multidimensional poverty experience severe poverty. Now, for context, the multidimensional poverty index means an individual faces many overlapping deprivations at the same time. And the report highlights the need for a comprehensive approach to address poverty, including improving access to quality education, healthcare, and employment opportunities, particularly in rural and underserved regions.
Oh, that's heartbreaking, man. Anyway, let me stay with matters having to do with we the people. Now, 2,560 women dying of breast cancer annually in Ghana, alarming. You know, things are just depressing this morning. If you go to the story by a Times reporter on page 8 of the newspaper, Dr. Wiafe Adai is quoted. Now, the president of Breast Care International, Dr. Beatrice Wiafe Adai, has lamented that 2,560 Ghanaian women die from breast cancer out of a total of 5,000 breast cancer cases recorded in the country annually. Now, she attributed the worrying breast cancer mortality rate to what she described as, quote and unquote, too much attention being paid to on communicable diseases, to the neglect of non-communicable diseases, including breast cancer. Now, according to Dr. Wiafe Adai, the situation could be significantly improved if cancer received the same level of attention and resources as the communicable diseases.
Right.
This is troubling.
Yeah, but the good thing is that there is cure, especially when you detect things early. So when you screen,
cancer is not cured.
No,
it's
I'm
treated.
talking about breast cancer treatment. I mean, it's preventable basically. So when you
When
do
you
that screening and early, and so get screened basically. I'm just saying get screened, get help,
and the men should help too.
Oh, can they?
Oh, yeah.
Labadi
Yes, why not?
Beachfront. I don't know about that, but Labadi Beachfront. Freddie Blake's son is telling Ablakwa that he will soon hear from his lawyer. Story by Abigail Arthur on Channel 1 News. .com. Labadi Beachfront, we have legitimate lease from landowners. So Kwame Blay, who is the son of the former national chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Freddie Blay, has stated that he and his brother hold a legitimate lease from the owners of the Labadi Beachfront, and he is therefore said that he is threatened to sue Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa over his claims that they've been involved in state capture, that they are using their political advantage to acquire some of these properties. So that's something that's happening around the legal side of things with Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa's advocacy. But there's something else in the Herald you want to bring our attention
if you go to the Herald newspaper, of course, there's a story there talking about a Ghanaian businesswoman rubbishing theft, corruption, deception claims, and then also Jakpa accusing the Attorney General. Let me bring you those two stories quite quickly. Angela Lesti, a prominent Ghanaian businesswoman currently embroiled in a bitter divorce with the husband, Paul List, has refuted allegations of deception, theft, and corruption against her published by the Spy News Agency and disseminated by Opera News. Now, she also denied getting preferential treatment from ex-Liberian President George Oppong and Ghana's John Peter Amewu when he served as Minister responsible for lands and natural resources. Grab a copy of the paper and read further details. But if you go to page 3 of the newspaper, Jakpa accuses Attorney General of falsifying evidence. Now, the credibility of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Godfred Yeboah Dame, took a further hit during court proceedings yesterday, Thursday, June 20, 2024, with accusations of falsifying the 68 WhatsApp messages exchanged with Richard Jakpa, which he submitted to the court yesterday. Grab a copy of the newspaper and read
in line with that, NDC MPs abandoned Parliament for Atoforcing. This on page 3 of the Daily Guide. And the story says that the opposition NDC MPs, or MPs of the opposition NDC, with questions in their names for ministers of state, abandoned them after failing to appear for proceedings in the House yesterday. Now, the paper goes on to list a number of the MPs who were not there. The House had programmed the Minister of Communications and Digitalization, Esther Osue-Kuful, and the Roads Minister, Francis Asensu-Boakye, to answer questions from the MPs. The sector ministers appeared in the House, but the time was wasted because there were no NDC MPs there at the time, having abandoned the chamber in solidarity with their leader.
Okay, just a quick one, final one, we'll go and then we'll move on. Professor Akusia Dixon, reappointed Vice Chancellor of KNUST. The governing board of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology has announced the renewal of Professor Rita Akusia Dixon's appointment as Vice Chancellor. So congratulations to her. Her tenure will take off officially on 1 August 2024 to July 2026. So
yeah, I just want to draw our attention to this story on page 2 of the Ghanaian.
The HIV.
Yeah, that's right. Now, Ghana fails to meet HIV reduction target in 10 years. New data from the Ghana AIDS Commission reveals that the country has not met its annual target of 17% reduction in new HIV infections over the past decade. Instead, a 14.8 decrease in new infections was recorded between 2013 and 2023. Now, the HIV population saw a 9% increase between 2013 and 2023 and is expected to rise by another 6.8% by 2030. Please, please, if it is not on, it's not in.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Entirely. We beg.
I love you. It's Friday. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Very important.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Do you have a game-changing and innovative business idea or project that can impact the society? This is your moment. Total Energies presents the 4th edition of the Startupper of the Year Challenge. This year, we are looking for 3 winners. The best entrepreneur, also called the InnovUp winner. The best project or innovative business idea that exemplifies the principle of recycling and minimizing waste, also called the CycleUp winner. And the best project that promotes or relates to sustainable and affordable energies, also called the Power Up winner. And that's not all. 4 additional projects in the Power Up category will be selected by an international jury. Don't wait any longer. Apply at www.startupper.totalenergies.com for a chance to win financial support, professional mentorship, and a spotlight for your project. Terms and conditions apply.
Up in the morning, and you know the money calling. Oh, you go work, but you know it's out your side. If I believe.
It's another one.
Neil Latte is joining us shortly for the business news, which is brought to you by Access Bank and MTN. Access Bank says if you're a businessman, trader, or parent sending money to your loved ones and business partners, thanks to our partnership with PAPS, you can send money across border hassle-free. Now you can send money to pay for goods and services, making business transactions, cover for school fees across Africa without worrying about foreign exchange losses or delays. Benefit from our instant payments across Nigeria, Liberia, Gambia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone with zero foreign exchange hassle. When you send money in cedis, it will now be received in any other currency by the recipient. Please, for more information, visit our website www.ghana.accessbankplc.com or call us toll free 0800 004400 for all your cross-border payments. Visit any of our branches and perhaps it with Access Bank, because with Access Bank, we're more than banking. Now, if you need to make an urgent call, but you've realized that you've run out of credit and it's same for your data, you don't need to stress. Dial star 506 hash on MTN and you get to borrow credit on MTN extra time. Same number for data, star 506 hash. Your conversations don't need to end. Borrow extra time now and enjoy the things you love on your favorite network, MTN. Neil Latte is here on the hour to give you the business news. Latte is here. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, Caleb. Hello, and welcome to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil, and Access Bank. It's Friday. Thank you for joining us. Let's begin from the country's external debt restructuring because the government has reached an agreement in principle with its Eurobond holders for the restructuring of $13 billion worth of external debt. The deal will see bondholders take a haircut on principal of up to 37% and maturity of the bonds extended. This comes days after the government officially finalized a deal with official bilateral creditors. It is expected that government will also formally announce the agreement with the Eurobond holders in the coming days. This latest deal has fit into a revised IMF debt framework on Ghana, shared with the bondholders earlier, resulting in this agreement in principle. It is also a crucial step towards the IMF Executive Board meeting come next Friday, June 28, on Ghana to consider a second review of the $3 billion credit package and the release of the third tranche of $360 million US. Away from that, and Fitch Solutions is predicting that only 21% of the connections in the country will be 5G by 2033, with 4G expected to remain dominant due to handset cost. This comes despite government's recent announcement that it plans to roll out the 5G network within the next 6 months. Here's more.
For government, the project aims to enhance digital inclusion through the provision of low-cost network infrastructure services in the sectors of education, healthcare, machine-to-machine, communication and payment services. The establishment of a wholesale 5G national network is also aimed at negating the risk of overinvestment through asset duplication, which would likely have resulted from the traditional approach of allocating licenses to multiple operators. 3 existing public network operators will have access to the new network, as will private companies, and left to compete on prices alone. The expectation is that costs will be passed down to consumers. In Ghana, Telcel Ghana and AT Ghana are both participating in the project as the next-gen infrastructure company, which has been granted a license to deploy and operate the 5G infrastructure. Though there is limited information available on the vendor selection process from government, MTN's involvement has not been clearly outlined. Despite this move, Fitch Solutions forecast that only 21.2% of connections will be 5G by 2033, with 4G expected to remain dominant due to handset costs, as 4G handsets are currently the most commercially accessible to consumers. Limited usage, even after 10 years, is likely to weigh on the project's viability.
That was a news desk report. Away from the telecommunications sector, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, is worried about the widespread disregard for the rules of origin among some of Ghana's neighboring trading partners. GUTA said that these partners are trading goods that do not originate from their respective countries, thereby violating the arrangements that govern members of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. Addressing stakeholders at a forum here in Accra, President of the association, Dr. Joseph Obin, stressed the need for sanctions against those who fall foul of the law.
We have our neighboring countries who are also trading with us. I don't know whether we have a harmonized standard. So much as you are doing your best in the country, and this bulk of the goods is coming through, especially the Eastern Corridor, through from Nigeria, Benin, Togo to Ghana. And so what are you doing about this? Then the abuse of the rules of origin by the ECOWAS communities, and even in the larger scale, the African Continental Free Trade, the regulations of rules of origin. Because we have to trade among ourselves in the sub-region, but we have to observe the rules of origin. We have to trade in the goods that are made in the respective countries. That's it.
Dr. Joseph Obin is president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association. Moving on, Ghanaian businesswoman Angela List has described as baseless and defamatory allegations of corruption leveled against her in a recent media report. Some news portals had published claims that Angela List had forged documents, was involved in violent incident at a mining site and facilitated illicit payment through dubious means. But in her detailed response cited by Citi Business News, the businesswoman unequivocally denied all accusations, stating that they have not only harmed her professional standing but also caused personal distress. While maintaining her commitment to integrity and legal compliance in her international business dealings, List challenges the publications to provide evidence for the allegations, including claims of unlawful asset transfers and embezzlement, demanding that SNA and Opera News publish her rejoinder with the same prominence as the original article, in line with Article 1626 of the Constitution of Ghana, to correct the record. And finally, before I go, let me take you to the forex market today, where the dollar is selling at 15 cedi 70 pesos. The British pound could be sold to you at 19 cedi 70 pesos. That of the euro going for 16 cedis 50 pesos. And that does it for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle and Access Bank. Join us later at 1 p.m. for the afternoon's edition of Citi Business News, and later at 8:50 p.m. on Channel 1 TV for Channel 1 Business. But for now, you can visit citinewsroom.com/business for more on our top stories. My name is Neil Atilate. Next is the Citi Business Edition. Do have a good business day.
They say a butterfly flapping its wings in Accra can cause a tsunami in Bangkok. So what if your factory in Insawam could shake up the stock market in Hong Kong? What if your business in Elmina could affect fish production in Norway? What if your refinery in Tema could affect the price of petrol in Moscow? Well, now it can, because you have access. Access to the bank with the largest number of customers in Africa. Aquaba. Access to our global branch network.
Bonjour. Good morning.
Our robust asset base and an unparalleled digital infrastructure. So go ahead and flap your wings wherever you are, because with us you have access to an entire world of possibilities. Access more than banking.
Good energy hits the road with exciting choices to energize your ride, giving you more options to take you further. Watch this space for your choice.
Goyle, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's 9 after 7. As part of our City Business Festival, this entire week we've been dedicating our attention and focus on the creative sector, how you can increase your revenue streams through the creative sector. We've paid a lot of attention to our friends in the creative industry. We've tried to look at how we can harness that space to improve our fortunes as a people, as a nation. We'll bring you a collection of all those conversations on Business Edition this morning. In the meantime, First Bank Ghana, you have known us as FBN, now we are First Bank Ghana. We'd like you to know that we have more exciting ways we are putting you first, so stay tuned and discover all these new ways. First Bank Ghana, we are part of the First Bank Group. We are 130 years strong. First Bank Ghana, we put you first. Telecel is excited to serve you with all that you want and need. Quick and reliable communication, stress-free money transactions via Telecel Cash. Transform your big business ideas into success stories with Telecel Business and more. Connect with Telecel and enjoy a world of endless possibilities, because with Telecel there's no limit to connections. Telecel, we're connecting energies. Now, are you a company looking to expand your reach in Ghana's education sector? Then exhibit at Educata Ghana 2024, the country's leading international education exhibition. Connect with industry leaders and prospective business partners. Exhibit at Educata Ghana and boost your brand's awareness. Connect with key players and generate new business ideas. Secure your spot today at a 30% early bird discount before the 28th of this month. The date is September 16th to 17th, 2024 at the University of Professional Studies, Accra. Time is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Contact Mr. Solomon Lodo on 0540-130-443 or email him solomon.lodo@ghana.ahk.de. So let's get into it. Business Edition this morning, the creative sector.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show.
Was dedicated to creative entrepreneurship, exploring opportunities in the arts, film and music industries, but all through a business lens. I'm grateful for your time this morning. My name is Ni Latte. Welcome again. This is how we decided to begin the week, by diving into the business of art with Dr. Bernard Akwe Jackson, a lecturer of fine art and curatorial studies at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. In fact, he was basically talking about how Ghanaians, particularly the youth, can harness their crafts and turn their artistic talents into viable businesses. Enjoy.
I think art is a basic need. It's a basic, even right. Expression is important, and that is why, as we were talking earlier, certain types of art could be made accessible to the elite, but the real aim of art is to be available to all people. And so if somebody from the higher classes wants to pay an amount of money for the services or for the product, fair enough. But at the back of most artists' production is that it must be accessible. And that is why then we would work with institutions like museums. Because a museum is a public space. And when the work is there, it can be accessed by anybody. It doesn't have to be bought necessarily. It must be available to all and sundry. And that is why artists in production would want that, people contemplate the work. People would come and debate around the work. Even if the physical work is not available, maybe copies of it or prints of it must be available to the public. This is really the thrust of art. When it enters the realms of luxury and all those things, that's another discussion altogether. But nonetheless, that is also important, isn't it? But the general thrust of art is to be accessible to all.
So, based on what you said, in a certain sense, my topic is even problematic. Because if I say the business of art, it constricts the discussion to just one narrow dimension. Whereas art is a right, is something that all ought to enjoy and must be made to be available and accessible. So when we start talking about the business of art, are we threatening to dilute its essence for a purist like you?
Also not, because one would suggest art must also be sustained, isn't it? And so art is for all, but there is business to it in the sense that, setting of the art, let's say graphic design or product design, things are designed and then they are multiplied and then people can access them. Even some paintings are treated in this way. You go to some of the departmental stores and you'll see that there are certain things on the wall and people buy them and decorate their house with. That's one aspect. And so it gives a certain source of income to somebody who has done that. But when art is produced and it is also in the realms of culture and value accumulation, and it is, let's say, even in a museum, books are made from these artworks. So they are documented, and when the book is made, the book doesn't go for free. Also, there are several ways of drawing in cash flow from the work. That doesn't have to be the work itself leaving our shores. I give a current example. A colleague of mine, Elizabeth Pra, and myself, we have just recently co-published, or the book is out. We didn't do it recently. It's been 5 years in making. Mm-hmm. There's a book called New Perspectives, Temporary Art from Ghana. And it showcases the work of 60 Ghanaian artists.
Wow.
So at least all those people's practices are in one document. And I think on Amazon, it goes for £60. That's 75 euros or 80 something dollars. In the Ghana equivalent, like 800 and something cedis. So the artworks have been produced. They may have been sold, they may not have been sold. But at least to sustain the production of another volume, these books will be sold. And so in one way or the other, the art is yielding some money.
What's the title of the book, by the way?
New Perspectives, Contemporary Art from Ghana.
And I can get that on Amazon?
You can get that on Amazon. You can actually also get it physically from here. Untamed Empire is doing the distribution in Ghana.
So it's important to figure out sustainability. Yes. So instead of talking about just business, it's more how do we keep it lasting? Yeah. Money is part of that, but money is not everything. So talk to me about what would make us art sustainable then.
Yeah. So yesterday we have an exhibition ongoing on campus. A colleague of mine, Kofi Eje, and he's showing his ceramic works. And a question like that came up. So he has produced cocoa pods with clay and all those things, and he's showing. Now, that is a beautiful exhibition, but once he has done this work, he also has a home. Storage is important. Mm-hmm. And so the artist's business itself is more than just producing work and selling. For example, he has to think about storage. Mm-hmm. That is extra infrastructure attached to his own building or his own home. The studio itself is infrastructure. So artists need investment. Artists need help with such things. And so what would an artist, for example, do? Sometimes an artist can invest in production of, let's say, prints. So there are, as I said, there are certain of the arts that lend themselves to easy distribution, easy sales. Maybe a painting will be difficult to sell, but you can have a painting and out of the painting create a print that could easily be sold in terms of editions. It could be sold in, let's say, museum shops. And even further down, it could be made into a cheaper quality print sold in department stores and all those things. These little sources of income then could help the artist cater for their storage, cater for their, shipment and things. Because if you have to show your work elsewhere, even in Ghana, we have been doing exhibitions in the Museum of Science and Technology from Kumasi, and we cut all our things with cargo truck and come to Accra. So these need money. In our practice, what we have been doing mostly had been pooling resources from our own pockets. So my colleagues and I. But the artists, who has this professionally, then would operate a studio. And that studio may be run by the artists themselves or themselves and some assistants. All these need to be salaried or at least on voluntary basis. From the artist, in earlier practice, guests or people interested could come direct to his studio or her studio and buy work from them. But there has come, because of exploitation and certain things, there was the need for gallerists or dealers. So the gallerist would dedicate a space to showing the work of the artist, and not only showing, but also attracting audiences, buyers, collectors. And how would they do this? They organize exhibitions, they organize talks, they organize studio visits, so they can invite people to the studio of the artist to see maybe work that is in process and in production. And so then people can interact with the artist. But when the show is done, the gallery exhibition, usually they are not for sale, but it is proposing sales. And so after that gallery exhibition, maybe a dealer can come in and then be a middle person between artist, gallerist, and the buyer or the collector. So then that is also a specialized area, and dealers are always then visiting art fairs, they are visiting art exhibitions, they are reading reviews from critics. So this is all the ecosystem. Critics then would one could argue that critics are sort of taste makers. They may not like a certain form, but they can write about the form and situate it in the social structure, such that suddenly that work, people will start paying attention to it. And so the gallery's work is to create that platform. And then the dealer would also create the opportunity to bring in collectors into the visibility of the artwork. Now, when that is done, then it is picked up by the the auction houses, and then it goes on and on and on and on.
Wow.
Another set of practitioners then will be critics. Critics, because they also are sort of taste makers, but in a critical, more academic way to situate the work of that artist. And then critics then would also, but out of these people, we have curators, we have writers, we have people who would function as historians. And so the argument also is that just because one studies painting or sculpture doesn't mean that they have to end up as painters or sculptors. They could actually become dealers. And if an artist is a dealer, they would understand what it takes to produce work. If an artist becomes a curator, they are not just approaching the curating as a professional job, but they are approaching it with a certain empathy to the artists. And so these are the practitioners that are functioning around an artist to create this ecosystem.
So there's the artist, there's the studio, there's the gallerists, the dealers,
writers,
the writers, the critics, the curators, the auction house, the historians.
Auctioneers.
If you look in the Ghana space, which of these do we really need to improve? I'm sure we have good artists.
Ghana is
definitely.
I mean, also speaking to the book that we created, 60 artists. And this is just a small tip of the iceberg. And that is why we need to do a second volume immediately. So artists are producing work, artists are functioning. What has been really missing in Ghana, at least in the distant past, was the activity of gallerists and curators and all that. The picture is changing these days. So even in galleries, there are galleries that for the sake of showing work, and then there are commercial galleries. Nubuke Foundation, for example, in East Legon, is generally a gallery that shows work. They are not so commercial, or they don't sell people's art. They can facilitate the sales of art. But the Gallery 1957 is strongly a commercial gallery. So they're showing work and they're interested in selling.
We know both. We need both.
Yeah, you need both because, as I said, even when you are purist and thinking of producing contemplative work, you also need certain works that can go quickly to help you produce the contemplative work. So we need both. Now, we need a lot more galleries. We need collectors. Yeah, because the danger in not having local collectors, and I'm not saying we don't have local collectors, there are a lot of local collectors, but we need more. The danger is that, you know that there's a lot of talk about reparation and repatriation and all those things. And it has been because a lot of our artworks, two types. Some were looted and stolen and taken by the Westerners. But there was also a practice in Ghana where, as I said earlier, a visitor, a tourist is in town, they see an artist, they go to his studio or her studio, they see a work, they buy it, and then it's in a private collection.
Comes theirs.
It's theirs. And it could never come back to Ghana. When galleries are functioning, they create this system where the work is traceable. And so then it is important to then buy the work or sell the work through a certified gallerist who has a tab on how the work is moving in the world.
Even more exciting as we ventured into the film industry. Bernard spoke again with world-renowned producer, writer and film director Danny Dama. Danny hammered on Ghana's potential when it comes to film, discussing how the country can actually carve out a unique identity and establish itself as a creative powerhouse on the global stage.
Collectively, there's no conscious effort to say now there is, but there's no conscious effort to say we are trying to create cultural power, like soft power based on our cultural prominence. We have a very rich culture, from Ashanti culture to the Ewe culture, the northern cultures, the southern cultures. It's just everywhere. Everybody globally recognizes it. There's no history book you would read, there's no cultural book you would read that doesn't mention, or anything about Africa that does not mention cultures in Ghana. You hear stuff about East Africa, and then you always hear cultures in Ghana. I'm sure there's many other cultures in West Africa, but prominently you hear, and dominantly you hear about cultures in Ghana. So we're doing something, but we're not doing it formally. It's not a conscious.
So what does it take to bring it to a position where it becomes a driver of the national brand, but also an economic it starts yielding economic power?
To answer your question, I'll try to use a country that consciously did it, South Korea. So South Korea as a country was looking at other countries around them. So Hong Kong was in the top area because they had a British influence at the time. Japan was very focused on its cultural power dominance globally. So in everything they did, they would take a Western concept and make it as Japanese as possible, and to the point where they excelled at making stuff Japanese within their cultural realm. South Koreans copied that. They already had their culture, but they copied that model and were able to infuse their culture and took it to the next level where they actually have a national budget to actually sell their culture globally. Mainly because their economy is based on it's an export-driven economy, and they looked regional. They looked at China, they looked at Indonesia, Malaysia, and other countries around them, and they realized that, you know what, we are alike. We're very alike than we are different. We will be able to create these industries, whether it's the music industry, the film industry, fashion industry, and technological industry, and have all our neighbors come use our technology and use our infrastructure to actually showcase what they have in their country. So they became a go-to country. Apart from what they created themselves, they became a go-to country, and that actually created their industry. And so culturally, today, when you go around the world, you look for Korean food. You can find a Korean hotel. You can find Korean music. You can find Korean fashion. You can find anything Korean that is labeled Korean. You can find something that is of Korean origin.
But I guess it begins from the people in the country
consciously
recognizing and consuming their own.
Yes.
I get the sense that here people tend to prefer or are fed with more foreign content. So somehow they like teams from the UK for football. They would support either Man U or Real Madrid or whatever. And then, of course, on television as well, they get to watch soaps from wherever, either India or Brazil. So is it for want of the content, or is the way that people's mind works? Because the Koreans didn't begin by watching Japanese content and showing that on their TV every day.
True.
Koreans started loving their own content, and they thought it was good enough to export. Talk a bit about around that.
So I'll use all the three industries you talked about. Sports for one. In Ghana, for example, we look at sports as sports, competitive. We don't know that sports is actually entertainment. It's an entertainment business. So if you don't look at the entertainment business aspect of sports, you will only look at it as a competitive aspect of it, and it becomes social as opposed to becoming entertainment business. So film, sports, music, etc. They are all entertainment business. Even news, the news you have, it's entertainment business, right?
For a journalist, that's very troubling.
It is entertainment business because at the end of the day, somebody has to pay the bills. So there would be, within the news realm or within the journalism realm, there will be a formatted version of whatever information you're giving out. And that information would be either sensational or entertaining or
informative or critical.
In a sense, but it is formatted to hit those points.
Yes.
And somebody sits down and says, you know what, I can sell Coca-Cola, I can sell ice cream, I can sell these products. If you say this on radio, you've been saying this too much. You need to reduce, you need to cut down those topics. Nobody is interested and we're losing audiences. So it becomes business, right? In the same way with film, in terms of our culture, we have a National Commission on Culture. That is their actual job. So we actually have a constitutionally written document somewhere for somebody to actually sell our culture, right, to us and to the world. So it is there. It's not that Ghana doesn't have it. It is there. But it's the business aspect of it and being able to translate that sales of culture as a natural occurring everyday phenomenal event in our lives to something that is actually soft power or commercial globally.
Does it have to be what you do after you've paid the bills? By that I mean, people first want to feed their citizens. They want to have good economy, and then they sort of look for soft power as the addition. Must it follow that sequence, or can you use it to trigger the things I've said earlier?
It has to be a very conscious effort to say, because I don't want to say all economies, but majority of the global economy of the world, from Greek philosophy till today, is based on productivity and employment, right? Everything else that is social comes underneath productivity and employment. Without the productivity and employment, there is no funding, there's no release to be able to actually
invest in anything that's social, right? Our hospitals, our schools, etc. Once we know what we're going to be doing for productivity and employment, it feeds into making all of these other things, and I need those effective, right? For every dollar the government gives a business, the government takes 57% back of that amount, whether it's in income taxes, in corporate taxes, in sales taxes, and all the other taxes, petrol taxes, all kinds of stuff. They take 57% back. So the company is only left with 43%. That's why everybody's trying to dodge tax. The company is always left with 43%, and it's global. It's not a Ghanaian thing. So in everything you're doing, whether it's sports, whether it's entertainment, once you have a conscious effort at productivity and employment, because the people who are going to be productive and who are going to be employed, or the productivity of that enterprise, is really what is going to grow that cultural activity. Okay. So it's kind of key.
So if productivity and employment are the two key issues, then let's talk about factors of production. What resources would you say are required to build a strong movie industry?
So the most important part of the film industry is distribution. That's the most important aspect of film distribution of a film industry. Distribution has to be, and distribution means marketing, it means exhibition, and it means placement, and it means appealing to the most persuasive, appealing messages for people to actually consume that content. Once you have that audience in play, you can go back and then feed the content to them, right? And in distribution, you have so many aspects of distribution. You have, like I said, the marketing part of it, the awareness part of it, the public relations part of it, right? And then you have two ways of making your money. Either an advertiser is paying it or it's transactional, right? The transactional part is what is the most difficult aspect of filmmaking. Because you don't have the cinemas or movie theaters, it's very hard to say, I'm making a film for 100,000 Ghana cedis and I'm putting it out there for people to watch and pay me. Where are you putting it? In which places are people going to be able to sit down and pay for that 100,000 CD? You don't look for 1 million, say, in profits. There's no place to exhibit.
Just predict where we went next. Try guessing, and I'm sure you're going to be right. It was time for the music industry, focusing on its prospect. Apioko was joined by Ace music producer and CEO of Links Group Limited, Richie Mensah. Richie delved into why the Ghanaian music industry appears to be lagging behind in adapting to industry dynamics and what can be done to catch up.
Individual efforts is our biggest problem. There's not enough collaboration. Okay, what happens is that I have a solution to just a little part of the problem. Someone else has another solution, you come together, you solve the whole problem. But we don't sit in the same room. Everyone just sits in his corner and tries to solve things on their own. I'm actually launching a project called Live the Music, which the aim of the project is to start bringing the industry together. Start getting us to work on things together, find solutions that will affect us for a long time. Because if we keep sitting in our tiny corners and thinking we can fix things, it's actually not possible.
And that's a Ghanaian problem generally, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Because I'm sure even beyond music, there are other aspects of your business that take you into other industry and you may be experiencing the same thing.
Yes. But the only problem with entertainment is because the structures are so dynamic, you need to be on it consistently. Like when I say that, if you take an industry like banking, it's been structured for a very long time. BOG is on it. They are regulating every bank. They have rules. Maybe every 3 years they'll make some changes. They'll implement those rules. With us, we never even got that structure from the start. Yeah. And now things are changing so quickly that if you try to structure now and you are not on it, you know, we can sit down and appoint a team that come up with the solutions. And in 6 months, the reason you appointed that team, they're obsolete because they don't understand the newest tech. You know, AI music is here. So that person who was an expert in publishing and was trying to collect royalties, if you are not adept with AI music, you cannot have a publishing conversation now. Right. So we need to understand how far back we are, start banding together and solving it. Because like, as I just mentioned this, there's somebody out there who's an expert in AI. much more than someone else, and that person is an expert in publishing. Put the two of them in the same room, AI publishing for music, sorted. But
the collaboration is just not happening.
I'm going to make it happen.
I know you will.
Yes,
I know you will.
I will.
You always make it happen. Let's talk about business models in music.
Okay.
For those who may not understand what the music business looks like globally, can you just maybe lay out some of the key business models that have existed over time, that have developed, and then we can come to what's being done in Ghana and what we've discovered works for us?
Okay, so let's look at the different parts of music. Maybe the first side that I'll talk about is the artist creation side. Okay, so normally when it comes to handling of artists, we have different models. We have the record label. So the record label is usually the body that has the, let's say, 360 deal that will invest in the artist, from their music to their look to their music videos to their marketing, everything, and push that artist out there in hopes that the artist becomes big enough for them to make their revenue back. We have the management system. So for the management system, they may not have the funding and the strength of a record label, but based on the fact that they believe in the talent, it's either the talent is financing the project themselves, or they find what we call an executive producer who's going to finance the project. So it becomes sort of like a three-way split between the management, the executive producer, and the artist. So the manager...
So when you say a project, you're talking about maybe an album, an EP...
It's all dependent. It's negotiable. Depending on what it is. Some people do yearly contracts.
Okay.
Some people do 10-year contracts. Some do project contracts, like a single project, an album project. So it all depends. The truth of the matter is, in Ghana, it's harder to do project contracts because, let's say you work on an album for an artist. The album itself may not make enough money, but based on the work you did for the album, the following year, the next album will make enough money. So if you only sign for the project, you've laid the foundation for the money that's made, and you are no longer part of it. So in Ghana and smaller industries like Ghana, it normally makes more sense when you do for a number of years. So you sit down, you look at it, and you decide. We also have something called label services. So the label services is when maybe an artist has their own funds. They want to be their own boss, but they still need the team. So now you can go to a record label and say, okay, I want the services that you offer, but I don't need your investment. So you will work for me like a service provider and just offer me the management, the distribution, and this and that and that. And coming to that, we also have distribution services. So with distribution services, you do your own thing, you give it to us, we distribute it to the world. Take either a small revenue, a small percentage from it, or some people say you pay yearly, depending on the person's formula. So these are the creation hubs for artists. Aside this, we have agencies. Agencies work the way they do in every other industry. It's about getting you gigs and deals. So it's like a booking agent to get you shows. They take their percentage, you go play a show. We have brands. People will help you with brands to bring brand deals and influencer contracts and everything, different types of agencies. And then one thing that I would say we don't do too well in Ghana with is touring. So outside, touring is one of the biggest things. And the reason we don't do too well in Ghana with touring comes right back to the collaboration. Because when Lady Gaga wants to tour, she picks up a phone. No, not her, sorry. Her manager picks up a phone and calls a touring company. Her album is ready, we want to tour. The touring company just arranges everything from ticketing to venues to sound to stage, lights, dancers, DJs, presenters. Everything is arranged. We all go do the tour. We split the revenue. But in Ghana, because there's no collaboration, if I want to do a tour for Kiddie, I have to book stage, book sound, book lights, book venue, print the tickets myself, do my own branding, pay the DJ, pay. So by the time the budget is put in front of me, it's too much. I always remember a few years ago, I was checking stats and I saw that Lady Gaga's tour made $75 million. And Lady Gaga got 22 million.
Hey, look at that.
I was thinking, wow. So other people shared 53 million. So if
and
we
it's still a lot of money.
A lot of money. I don't think Lady Gaga is complaining about the 22 million. So if we could start thinking like that, we would have, like what I was saying, solutions.
Of the Citi Business Festival Honors Series. We have one more week to go, so be sure to join us next week as we conclude this year's edition of the festival here on 97.3 Citi FM. This has been the Citi Business Edition with me, Neat Latte. Thanks for tuning in. The Citi Breakfast Show continues with the team. I'll catch you same time next week.
I'm gonna give me some.
The city's biggest conversation.
Hey, Walambo! Hey, Walambo! Hey, I asked him to buy me original Polita.
Hey, please don't make mistake. Talk to Papa. Open the come out. And you Polita no gala. Hey, Papa.
Papa, can Ropo?
The Polita is the original, the first and the best.
What is? Ukota also put the acrobat to use me.
Polita, yes.
Anymore, pop quiz. Are you ready? Hit me. Can you give me 3 words that start with omni?
Oh, that's easy. Omnibus, omnipotent, omnibus. The bank with a really nice signboard.
Oh, Radzi, you mean omnibisic. OMNIBSIC. Omnibisic. Let me hear you say it.
Omnibisic.
Perfect.
Is that an abbreviation?
Not entirely. And it's not just a bank with nice signboards either. Omnibisic Bank is Ghana's fastest growing bank with innovative banking products and headquarters in Atlantic Tower at Airport City, Accra, as well as 40 branches across the country. Omnibisic Bank has the final word on excellent customer service delivery in Ghana.
Plus, they have the coolest signboard.
Yes, they do. And the coolest name, Omnibisic.
Omnibisic Bank. At your service.
Are you a JHS student in Ghana? Are you a wordsmith with a passion for development? Do you have a way with words that captivates and inspires? If so, then join the Literacy Challenge 2024 now. The nationwide search for the most outstanding junior high school student in Ghana is on. Do you think that it could be you who goes home with 10,000 Ghana cedis and a glitzy trophy? Then, in not less than 600 words, write about the role of the youth in shaping the future of Ghana. What changes would you like to see? And how can young people contribute to making them happen? Script must be in your own handwriting. Script must be endorsed by a parent or guardian. Add your full contact details. Deadline, Saturday the 13th of July, 2024. Submit entries to the front desk of Channel 1 TV or Citi FM. Or send it to P.O. Box GP 14123 Accra Central. For inquiries, call 0205 973 973. The Literacy Challenge 2024 is powered by 97.3 Citi FM, supported by Channel 1 TV, and is sponsored by Ghana National Gas Company, Alive Soap, Fortune Spread, Ribby Biscuits by M4 Foods, and Prospectus Ghana Limited.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Welcome aboard to kick off. I am Bernard Abekochi. We are on the wings of Shell, Lechero, and Zonda. Coming up, we've got some swimming news coming up in a bit, plus Spain are through to the last 16 of the Euro tournament. All of that plus more in the next couple of minutes. We start off with some athletics now, and Ghana's top athletes, including African champions Rosa Monima Yeboah and Kadman Evans Yamwa, are in Douala, Cameroon for the 2024 African Athletics Championship. The team also includes other top athletes like William Amponsa, who will compete in the men's 10,000 meters, and home-based sprints Mary Boache, who will compete in the women's 100 meters and the relay. It is the final qualifying round for Team Ghana ahead of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. Here's Team Ghana's coach Robert Dumfo speaking to City Sports.
This competition have an objective for Ghana athletics, and the objective is for us to get as many athletes as we can to represent Mother Ghana. So far, we only have 400 men who have made it to the Olympics, and we have Rosa Mweniwa, who's also with the team, and Abdul Samim in the 200, who also will be joining the team early tomorrow. Just for them. So for the relays, we are just using as part of preparation process, and Rose too as part of preparation process, and Rashid also as part of preparation process for the Paris. Aside that, we also have decent athletes who have run closer to the Olympic times that we hopingly, and per what I've seen with the practice that we had today, the session, we're hoping that at least they could also add up to the number to represent Ghana at the Olympics.
The African Athletics Championship will run from today, June 21 to June 26, and will feature top athletes from across the continent competing in various events. To some swimming news, and the center of attraction this weekend is at the Boteman Sports Complex at the Aquatic Center, where the Meet of Champions will happen from Saturday to Sunday. The Meet of Champions marks the culmination of a rigorous 9-month season featuring a 2-day competition where the top 8 swimmers in each event will compete for individual accolades and contribute to their team's quest for the prestigious title of Best Swim Team of the Year. Here's Delphina Quay, the president of Ghana Swimming Association, on the 2-day event.
So this is the second season. We started last year was when we had the first season. Last 2 years actually. The season starts in October and ends in July. I think the euphoria alone is helping the kids really push themselves, making better times, and looking forward to the competition every month on and month end. That is one aspect. But you see, we also host competitions in the zone. We are from Zone 2. And then in the region, African region. So the more we push ourselves, you see during the African Games, we saw South Africa, we saw Egypt, we saw most of this Morocco. I mean, the swimmers, the caliber they came with. That is what we are trying to achieve as well.
Delphina Quay is the president of Ghana Swimming Association. The event will bring together 167 athletes from 12 clubs across the nation. We head to Europe now.
Williams away from
Fury own goal sent Spain into the Euro 2024 last 16 as Group B winners with a 1-0 victory over Italy. Spain impressed again, having thrashed Croatia 3-0 in their opening game and should have won in Gelsenkirchen by a bigger scoreline had it not been for a mix of superb saves from Italy's Gianluigi Donnarumma and poor finishing elsewhere. England wasted a chance to secure their place in the knockout stages as Group C winners, as they were fortunate to take a draw from a dismal display against Denmark in Frankfurt. We hear from England's Conor Gallagher after the drab display against Denmark.
We know we can do a lot better. There's a lot of levels
we can get to, and we're not quite there at the minute. But a sign of a good team is getting the points and getting results when you're not playing well. And that's been the case for us the last couple of games.
It was not a great start, and then it just seemed to be that lack of control after that.
Yeah, you're right. Got to give credit to Denmark. They had a good game. They made it tough for us. They're a good side. But we need to look at ourselves and where we can improve. We know how good we can be. So it's just getting to that level.
You heard from Conor Gallagher. Away from there, or earlier in the day, Luka Jovic, scored a 95th minute equalizer as Serbia grabbed a last gasp draw against Slovenia. Well, there are more games to look forward to later today. Slovakia up against Ukraine at 1 p.m, Poland versus Austria at 4 p.m, and Netherlands take on France at 7 p.m. You can join us later this morning on Channel 1 TV for the Euro Daily Show at 11 a.m. for the very latest. That's your sports this morning right here on 97.3 Citi FM. We've got more for you at citisportsonline.com, and later at 5 p.m, we will come your way with Sports Flash. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Shell, Lechelle, and Zonda. I am Bernard Abeku Sport. As life, get involved.
There are some classy celebrations that calls for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon neutral properties is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than the industry standard, and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So, if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon-neutral properties. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance.
Unique services, innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, come to let's go. No matter your situation, let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's go, we improve your life.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi 97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi 973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi 973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Going up? Yes. After you. No, you first. No, please. I insist. You first. I wouldn't dare, my friend. You first. Beauty before brains, my friend. You first. The honor would be mine. You first.
Oh, my word. And I hear they were there the whole day. Our employees take our You First philosophy to a whole new level. Get used to a bank that believes in putting you first. FBN Bank is now First Bank Ghana. First Bank Ghana. You first.
You listening to me on the radio. I know exactly what you need, and I go sort you out. But first, a quick introduction. Me be the connection man. I'll make things happen. Whether it be business, fashion, or the latest trend in town, I go connect you. I know when people connect, big things they happen. I am the plug to your plug. Anything you want, that's I go show you where options they line them up for you. You want download or you want stream? Link up. I got you. I conquer everywhere. From circle to Kikitia. If you come out to Navrum, Jiosu to Kita, Techima to Kumbungu. I'll be the link between you and the next big opportunity. It be me where I go connect you, make it happen. Oh, you want to know my name? I am Telecel.
Switch to Telecel for the best value voice and data services and connect to the things that matter. Connecting dreams, connecting goals, connecting passions.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV. Telling your story, empowering change.
Hello?
Yo, bro! SG Ghana has done it again. Low interest rates on loans this year too. Yatisubium.
Kojo, I'm at church.
Better double your offering because SG Ghana is about to bless you. Yatisubium. Low, very low interest rates on loans this year too. It's difficult to keep good news to yourself, especially when it can transform your life and those close to you. SG Ghana went low on interest rates last year, and this year we are even lower. Yes, Yatisubium. Get the money you need to turn your dreams into a reality. Visit any SG Ghana branch near you and speak to our dedicated staff about the amazing Yatisubium loans today. You can also call 0302-214-314 for more details.
Kojo, it's 3 a.m. What now?
Yatisubium. Okay, bye. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
There's no price like the ShopRite price. That's why we are committed to bringing you lower prices on all the essentials you need. Like 1.3 kg Sadia whole frozen chicken, only 69 cedis, 99 pence worth, and 1 liter series nectar juice for just 37 cedis, 99 pence worth each. Never pay more than the ShopRite price. Prices valid until 23rd June, only at ShopRite.
Accra and many parts of Ghana face many challenges each year, including inadequate housing and flooding. Many lack access to affordable, safe, and sustainable housing. Meanwhile, yearly flooding disrupts lives, destroys property, and takes a toll on the economy. This is why the Bench 2024 seeks to bring together key stakeholders to tackle Ghana's housing and hydrology challenges through collaboration. Under the theme, Enhancing Collaboration to Tackle Ghana's Housing and Hydrology Challenges, we will work together to create lasting change. Join us at the Labadi Beach Hotel, Accra, from July 2nd to 4th, 2024 to be part of the change. For more details and to secure your spot, visit www.benchhh.mwh.gov.gh or call 0249 532 984 today. See you at the Bench 2024.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show.
them with you. We'll bring you some announcements as well. And then some big conversations this morning. Later on, we'll tell you about the management bootcamp that is coming on. A lot of pressing issues on our minds that we'll be pressing through with the power of radio to get solutions and a better society for us all. In the meantime, Nathan has got some important announcements for you. But let me take this one first. Lasheho is offering you an opportunity to power up your finances and unlock your path to prosperity. So if you're ready to watch your investment grow with confidence, the Lasheho fixed deposit solution is your best option. You're not just investing, you're making your money work harder for you so you can watch your wealth grow. Don't settle for average returns. Join the investment revolution with our fixed deposit solution and take charge of your financial future. Call us now 02700 4799 or send us a WhatsApp on 02700 4733 to learn more. The clock is ticking. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Invest wisely. Invest with Lasheho. Lasheho. Let's improve life. And of course, there's a simple truth about love that drives us to give off our very best in the same way Shell fuels drive your car to peak performance. That's why every car loves Shell. With over 100 years of innovation, you won't just be buying any fuel, but the most advanced fuels, which will save you money in the long run. With our Dynaflex technology, our most advanced fuels designed to prevent deposit buildup and keep your engine clean and protected. Also designed to help save fuel and get extra kilometers from each tank fill so you can do more in your day. So drive into a Shell station today and fuel up your car with Shell fuels designed for engine efficiency and performance, and give your car the love it needs. Let's kick off much earlier with Bernard Abeku Ochre. And this summer, you get to experience the perfect holiday getaway courtesy of our Zenith Visa card. Spend a minimum of 3,000 cedis in at least 5 transactions with your Zenith Visa card and win an all-expense paid trip to the Olympic Games in Paris. Also up for grabs are other consolation prizes. Don't be left out. Make it a memorable summer with your Zenith Visa card. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
Now escape the hustle and bustle and find your sanctuary at Def Traco Woodlands, a master plan gated city in Dawenya, and it's just a minute's drive from Central University. It covers space of 592 acres. You find service plots and homes in a self-sustaining community. Call 0208-732-302 and acquire litigation-free land today. Visit woodlands.deftracogroup.com for more info. We all need water. It quenches our thirst and helps our bodies function really well. And you need standard water. It's available for purchase from all supermarkets, retail trucks, and delivery trucks. Call 0202-055-703 or 0547-334-385. Standard water. Mifilio. The new order of retirement is here. Now you can retire on your own terms with a guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Simply invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and start receiving monthly income to enjoy the perfect retirement. Call Old Mutual today on 050-453-4333 or simply dial star 789 star 01 hash to request a call. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Some birthday dedications are in and we'll be sharing them with you.
Okay, so this was coming in from Vivian in Navrongo, who says, happy glorious birthday to my boy Polycarp from your dad Kiwele in Tempane, and also coming in from your mom Vivian in Navrongo. This one says, good morning City, kindly wish my sister Sheila Mausi Ankuga of CBG Pokwase branch. I wish her a happy birthday. I wish her a blessed new year filled with plenty of everything that she's dreaming of. It's coming in from Nasaku, who is listening to us in Kokomemle. This one is coming in from Gabriel inside Manette. Says, good morning, Team City. I kindly wish the Chief Executive Officer of the Pan-Africa Youth Orchestra, Mr. Kweku Kwachi, wish her a happy birthday for me. May God grant him his heart desires. Chop life, my man. This one from Yao in Achimota says, good morning, team. And happy birthday to Mrs. Janet Mause Ago. She's the registrar at the Circuit Court in Ashaiman. Wishing her God's abundant grace, you want to say, and blessings. And this one is also coming in from Kweku Anane of Medina. And it says, good morning, team. Today marks the 76th birthday of Mrs. Grace Asante Poku of Okaishi. She's affectionately called Auntie Grace. Her children, grandchildren, and myself celebrate her for her never-ending love and sacrifices for all of us. Age gracefully, ma'am. And this one says, happy 50th birthday in advance to Mr. Charles Kwarting, the managing director of Spec Up Limited. Your birthday is coming in tomorrow, and we celebrate you big time.
Lovely.
And this one says, happy birthday to my daughter, Mamie Fwa Yorson.
Mami Ekia.
It's Mamie Ekwa, okay, Mamie Ekwa Yorson, wishing her a blessed day, and tell her that we love her so much. And it's coming in from your family at Yorson family at Dawenya.
Okay, this one is coming in from the St. Mary's Old Girls Association. The 1974 group, affectionately called the Princesses.
The Princesses.
Yes. Yeah, so this one
to go there a lot.
The Princess.
I used to live.
I used to live there. Now you are trying to say things out.
No. Charlie, everybody is trying something.
So Smoga 74, the Princesses, they are saying happy birthday in advance to Princess Gladys Mensah of Latebio Koshi. And so they are wishing her the very, very, very best. Also, this one is from one of our ardent listeners in Australia, Dr. Baby. She's wishing her husband, Kweku of Telecell, happy birthday in advance. The message is, I cherish him and love him to the heavens and back.
It's a lovely one. Happy birthday also going to Ivy Heward Mills. In fact, tomorrow is your birthday. Ivy Heward Mills, amazing human being. This is coming from Mr. Akuto Boateng and his family. Happy birthday in advance to you. A couple more. Happy birthday to our dear dad, Pastor Engineer Theophilus Ni Okai, formerly Director, Environment and Sustainable Development of the VRA. We thank you for all you do for us and ask God to continue to bless you. This is from your wife Becky and children Neo Kai, Na Ode and Ntema. Also happy birthday going to Beryl Na Yemoteli Yemofio of the Light Academy School at Denta. You are 12 years old today. May God continue to bless and favor you from Grandma Florence and Auntie Ayoko. We love you. Another one here.
That's a beautiful name.
I know.
Yemofio. Yemotele.
Yemofio. What does it mean though?
That's a Labadi name.
Okay.
Wow.
This one is inside though.
Why?
What died to Isla?
Oh, right. Interesting one. I like it. It's a nice.
So it means your body inside small.
But they are not saying Yemofio or something.
I mean, in that literal sense, that's the younger Yem.
Oh, yeah.
If that's
younger,
like Mama V.
Yes, that's right.
Interesting. What's up?
Yes, sir.
It's good to see you.
Nah, Bonten father.
Reporting from
duty. You know, a couple of days ago, I received a WhatsApp message. It was just there, Caleb, have you left Citi? I said, oh no, why? Why from this? He said, I'm watching your interview with a certain uncle, but you said, and it's on Channel 1 TV.
Well,
you are lost.
At least the person is watching.
That's the most important. You're waiting to see the wings of Citi TV on the side. Oh, Charlie. Good morning, Babs. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to see you. This morning, there's a lot on my mind. Nathan too has a lot, and Sky has a lot. Sky, he said he can't relate to my problems because he has moved on. He's moved on. But what's up? I feel light. I feel virtue has left me. The 2-year rent advance, no. After you pay, no, not why you're light, why you ha.
It's
not easy. It's hard.
They're still collecting 2 years.
Oh yeah.
I thought the law says 6
True.
As my friend said, keep on talking.
You see?
You thought.
You see? Sky can relate. Babs, it's like the Accra, we are working to pay landlord. Everything goes well.
Well, everywhere, in every country, you work to pay landlord. So long as you're working, you pay. You try England. But I mean, the realities are there. And how about those who pay in dollars?
You want to think about it?
Yeah, I mean, services are being quoted in dollars, and authorities pretend it doesn't happen. And the compromise that has gripped all of us is that the authorities, within the government that are supposed to regulate the system, they themselves are quoting things in dollars. You go to the ports, services, dollars. Certain services from government, dollars.
And
then the dollar is running fast, and then we take a microphone and complain that why is the dollar? If we are directing everybody to know how to use dollar,
the dollar will run.
I mean, I was in a country where I was buying something, and then, I was using my card. Then there's this Turkish man who was in the shop. He said, no, there's a problem with the card thing.
The POS.
Yeah, so I had to pay cash. I said, well, euros. So I took dollars. He said, $1 here?
No,
it won't happen.
You have to find...
Please. Nobody. No, I mean, that's even gone too far. Even South Africa here, go and remove dollar and see what they'll do to you. But here... if you remove dollar, the person will do the sign of the cross first and take his pastor's phone number. Dollar Nibialand. We have glorified the thing, and the thing is fighting us back, and we are surprised. We shouldn't be surprised.
And even properties that are not within the center, they are not close to the center.
Which center?
Like they're quoting dollars every corner.
Because the components they put together to build the properties, it's not center specific. If they bought it in dollars, they want to charge in dollars. And we allow the thing. And for me, that's the problem. And Sky, you are the lawyer here. I mean, you go to court that somebody is owing you.
A lawyer has sent a message that the law does not buy concrete, and that the rent act is not respected.
Law does not buy concrete in every country, not only Ghana. In every country. So how come in those countries, that one, they respect the law?
Things work. The system works. We don't seem committed to make the thing work. That's why it looks like things are going the way they are. And it's really affecting a lot of things. Because for me, top of mind, I think that if we're able to solve the housing issue we have and improve the transportation problem...
Papa, we will never solve any housing problems.
We
won't. If we don't resolve the complexities of urbanization, we will not solve any housing problem in this country. You understand? If every day the person in Techiman, the person in Wa, the person in Kumasi wakes up and their aspiration is to move in only one direction to Accra, you want to solve which problem? In solving the problem, create elements of desire for those people there to occupy them. You would have solved the problem halfway. No matter if we look with Saglemie, we can build 20 Saglemis in Accra, we still will not solve the problem.
That's sad.
Yeah. Because it's more people chasing very few homes. So if you keep the people away or you develop their part and they stay, then like sometimes it's half the problem solved. Then the other problem now is to create more housing here for those who have to be here for one reason or the other.
So that is it because that more essential services are in the center? If we move them out, then people will then be comfortable getting the services they want.
Yes,
because
it's like Accra traffic.
Across the board.
It's like Accra traffic. It boils down to a very simple principle. In the morning, we all gravitate in one direction. When we close, we all go out in one direction. So if you keep essential services in the regions and you spread them all around, you generate economies there, and people will have a reason to stay. People will have little things to do. When there are major establishments, say in Sunyai, in Kano, in Bando, or Keta, or Ho, wherever, people will stay because, for example, if you set up a ministry, say, in Sunyai, for example, a very big ministry, not only do you create an economy for the workers there, but all other services, the food seller, laundry people, car wash people, mechanics, hotel, you get what I mean? So it's important that you spread the development around. And we see that in places that are attracted, the development is spread around. So people don't have the motivation to live where they are. If you better that lot, and I'll give a very sporting example. A sporting example. How many Egyptian footballers or South African footballers do you see play outside their country? Some do, but the proportion compared to Ghana is hugely imbalanced. Why? Because their economies are better. An Egyptian team can afford to pay a player $100,000. That person doesn't find the motivation to go anywhere. So if you scale it down to our own local example, if a young man in Sunyai who's completed SHS or uni, right, has a reason to stay, the economy there makes sense. He can get work to do, right? He can get a place to stay. He won't have any motivation to travel 5 hours, 6 hours to Accra and come and hustle and not make sense of his life. So that if we can do that and spread the development around, you take away half the accommodation problems in this town, then you can now manage it, because when you take half away, the number is smaller, it's more manageable. Then you can meet the needs of those who have to be here for one reason or the other.
So this migration thing, like Professor, you said, it's then a lot of people are trying. Everyone wants to then come to Accra, and that makes our city also very congested, and it gives us transport issues, gives us sanitation issues, and then we've balkanized the local authorities, taking away their power from them. So they are not mobilizing enough, and they are, in terms of their enforcement power, they are not exerting a lot
in
of
other
that.
places, in other parts of the world, local government is at the heart of development. They are so empowered that they can make things happen. Other places they are voted for. Go to Japan, the prefectures and the municipalities, the people are voted, they are elected. I remember driving around Tokyo, there were posters of people who were vying for the mayor's position or the prefecture head position. So when you bring somebody in and the person is voted for, he knows he's accountable to some people, right? He knows that his success is dependent on his output, and he has to make it work. You get it? So again, if we don't fix that local governance problem here, where we are appointing people because they know the tripod or camera or whatever it is they say they know, we won't go anywhere.
No, but these things seem very obvious and basic. Why are we not doing them? Why are we not appointing our local government authorities? Why are we not voting for them, I mean?
Well, for me, I say that whether voting or appointment, let's look for good people.
That's it.
I mean, haven't we voted for different roles?
Yeah.
We have voted from the presidency to members of parliament, and we have voted, sir. And did they change anything?
So we're picking the right people.
Yeah, it's just getting the right people, and so, I don't know.
Look, Engineer Muhammad sent a message. It says, good morning. In aligning to Samense's argument, the failure of the one district, one dam has led to half of this problem. Where are the dams? Where are they? The people love to farm, but due to harsh weather conditions, they are frustrated and they are moving down south. Okay, so I mean, he's talking about the fact that we've promised people in other parts of the country,
you engage them,
major infrastructure interventions.
Hang on. I mean, farming is agriculture, right?
Yes.
How about health services? How about education? How about entertainment? How about culture?
Entertainment.
You mean we can't create services and industries out of the things I have listed? If we decide today that we are going to build a northern cultural village as a tourism site that people go and experience the different northern people's cultures under one umbrella, say a land, say 50 acres or say 10 acres, let me say 10 acres, you have a building. I mean, Look, there's so much we can do. It's not just about farming. It's not just about farming.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
We've said this in time without number. How about education? We now have Unimax, right?
Yes, we
do. The amalgamation of the three. You know, why won't somebody say that let's put a bigger, the College of Languages or School of Languages up north there and scale it up. Market it to Burkina Faso, market it to Togo, market it to Cote d'Ivoire, so that they see Ghana as the center of English language for French students. You know what revenue we can generate? So it's not look, we are not helpless like that. The world is moving towards services. So we can't just sit, fold our arms and cry, the rains are not coming. The rains are not coming. No. We have land in Tamale. We have land in Bogatanga. Okay? Let's take one of the polyclinics. Let's scale it up to a specialist hospital. Get doctors. Pay them international rates. You will see how many politicians from the surrounding countries will run there. You see, I'm just saying that somebody is sleeping. So I'm just saying that there are things that can be done.
Yeah.
Let's not restrict ourselves. It did not rain, so people. Do you know how many countries on this planet have not seen rain in a whole 1 year cycle?
Deserts and things.
And they are still producing carrot. They are still producing lettuce. They are producing tomato. So yes, it gives us, it exposes us to a certain challenge because our mind is wired that this is how we have to live. But we need to lift ourselves. I mean, who says if you decide that for this 2-3 years, we are going to create an IT hub in the northern sector? We are in media. Yeah. If you do a program in English language, generally speaking, across the length and breadth of this nation, the people who are most likely to receive the English instruction is the northern people.
Yeah.
So the literacy within that space is appreciable.
Yeah.
And we can't put people into coding, build industries out of it. And this is why we need a loan. We don't need a loan. We need brains. I'm saying that we need to move. We need to move forward as a country.
Pops, is it an issue that there is low demand? And so, for example, in talking about taking services, spreading services, essential services across the country, in my mind, I'm thinking about, okay, what's in Accra that will make someone who really, really loves to live where they are from definitely want to come to Accra? And then I'm thinking about the colleges of law, for example, so that if you're done with your LLB, you need to study, get to Makola and all of that. I know UPSA campus, there is a Kumasi campus, there is Gimpa, and there is main Makola. And if you go up north, I do not think there is any there. Sky, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Is there any? Not at all.
Not even in Volta.
Not even in Volta. So it means that everyone, if you're a full-time worker or an employee, you're in Kumasi or Accra. If you're in Accra, you have Gimpa, you have UPSA, you have Makola. If you're in Kumasi, there is a campus there I think of. But if you're in the north, you're in the Volta region, you're in Oti, there isn't any such thing. Is it a thing about demand also, so that some of these services are demand driven? So if there are more people there, then I want to go and set up a campus and I want to do something. I do know that the owner of Montcrest, for example, is setting up a place in his hometown that will be a campus for the law school, like a city campus sort of that. And that's because he's from the place. But if I'm a businessman and I want to set up a service, I'm spreading things across the country like we are talking about. Because ultimately, government is expected to create an environment, enabling environment where private sector can then play ball.
Yes.
Is there a matter of demand as well?
Well, when it comes to private sector decision making, it's a purely business decision. So demand becomes an issue. But government creating the enabling environment is not a demand issue. It's a social contract. Is that correct? True. It's a social contract. You owe it to the people to create the environment. You understand? And at times, it is actually the creation of this enabling environment that will now trigger the demand. because it triggers awareness and it brings along with it opportunities that would then, bring business people on board to get things done. So yes, demand within the private sector space, but at the government level,
it's a social contract.
Yeah, you have to make it happen.
I agree completely, because when you look at the Elmina fishing harbor, which has been expanded and all, if you go there, a lot of people will tell you that fisher folk will tell you that those who used to come to Accra, Tema and all, they now dock at Elmina. So the expansion of that structure has created room for more people. It's created a whole new ecosystem and boosted the economy around that place. So the social contract point, very well noted there, very strongly made at this point.
There's so much to be done, my brother. There's so much to be done. Let's. We are sitting here. I mean, look. I'm told that there are.
Oh.
You see, boys have blown. You know what's funny? Nathan went to Japan.
Yeah.
Samens went to Germany, and you are going to Rwanda.
Oh.
And we are not saying those countries are perfect, but there's always something to learn.
Oh, Professor, you went to Germany.
You went to Germany, and in Germany they are the world's most competitive country.
Export competitive.
Yeah, so Germany produces the most things per capita.
Wow.
They have the best exports.
From automobiles to everything.
Japan is the same. Both of them had wars. Rwanda, you are going, they had wars. Now, we are not saying we need a war, but you can learn from other people.
Yeah.
Germans are so very, very
efficient.
I'm telling you. So talk a bit about what you saw.
Oh, no. I didn't go around. I didn't go around like that.
I want it, brother. Welcome back home.
No. I just went to do a conference. So mine was just stay in your hotel. Time to speak, go speak. Or
and then move on.
You can tell us about the
what did you see?
Received at the hotel.
Yeah.
Oh no. I mean,
you are into tourism. You talk tourism for so many years.
But Sky, all these things we are saying, the people listening to us, in fact, they even know better than we do. You see, I may share an experience that may even fall short of the real issues. That's what I'm saying. That yes, I mean, you're going to Europe, your expectation is that you're in Europe, so things obviously should get better or should be better. But we have a clear and present danger here. See some of the elements, the makeup of our social services just giving way to indiscipline, giving way to greed, giving way to poor leadership. We are observing this. I mean, the question of polluted water, we still have not resolved it.
That's true.
The question of Galamsey and how it's affecting our cocoa farms, we still have not resolved it.
That's true.
So what we see as challenges with cocoa exports today, 5 years ago, we sat in this studio and said that there's going to come a time.
Importing water.
Yes, we said that there's going to come a time that we are going to have challenges with
agriculture.
Cocoa. We saw it coming.
Yeah.
When the water spillage thing came, we said that give us 6 months, something will happen to our vegetables. Yeah. What are we seeing?
Tomatoes.
So, it's not, and we say it because we have the microphone, but there are people listening to us who know these things in detail. So we just confirm what they know already.
Yeah.
But somebody has to speak. Same as somebody has to get work done. And one of the things we do, which is worst, is that people get away with just anything.
Yeah.
People get away with just anything.
Yeah. Sky, you've been very quiet this morning. What's going through your mind? Are you reflecting on some of your Oxford moments as you are pushing for German experiences? What's going through your mind really?
Well, I share generally the experiences and the expressions and the frustration shared by all of us here in the studio. These are matters that we have raised repeatedly, as someone said. And it would seem that those with the authority to do something about current situation have either slept on the job or are unwilling to deal with it or are beneficiaries of the chaos and therefore do not want to turn the table in the right direction. And that's where we are. I am saddened this morning by the reports we're getting that health service delivery is suffering a major hit as a result of the ongoing strike by members of the lab
techs, laboratory technicians.
What do you call it, association, or that important group, And so if you go to a hospital with a condition, and that condition requires that some audit be done on you, investigation as to what may well be in your blood or whatever secretions there may be, testing it, or they want to take a sample of your skin or somewhere inside your belly to see what the problem is. These are the guys who do that skillful and microscopic work. The challenge we have now, and if you see a number of the newspapers, we're told that pregnant women are going to hospital. They are having to be turned away. In some cases, they are referred to other facilities or private facilities that are able to offer these services. Now, this is disturbing. It is disturbing because we are told that they are on strike because for some reason we've not been able to agree with them their conditions of service. Now, we do know that the law demands on the employer to have that agreement with workers that, okay, at the end of the month, this is how much I'm paying you. These are the allowances you are entitled to. Yeah. These are the things you do. These are the things that you do not do. And these are my own obligations as, an employer and all of that. For some reason, the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, they have been having discussions with them. They've not been able to reach an agreement. Now, the question you ask is there no way of getting back into the room and dealing with this particular matter? Because we all know that the conditions of Ghanaian workers have worsened because of the poor performance of the city, because of the DDEP that we did, and related issues, and the state of the economy. So when people are making demands that, our situation is bad, can you do something about it as the state? I think that, and it is unfortunate that we're not seeing the kind of urgency that should be attached to this from the various ministries whose roles are somehow connected to this particular matter. The Ministry of Finance has a role to play. The Minister responsible for employment has a role to play. The Minister responsible for health, the Chief of Staff, all of these people have got to look at the situation because, for all you know, someone's life depends on it. Imagine coming from a village. The only vehicle that comes there once in a week. You manage to get it. Go all the way to the regional capital to receive care, only to be told that care is not. You cannot get that care because the people are on strike. I think that something in us should remind us of our duty to the people, that this is completely unacceptable and we have got to resolve it.
Having said that too, there's still the pending issue of the lady who was dumped at Gomo Jobi. We're told that some investigations are being done, so we'll see to the end of that. All these things add up to the quality of citizens' experience, and we need to get some answers on these
just quickly, if you go to the Daily Graphic, the front page of the Daily Graphic, they are sourcing a statistical service report, and this morning I reviewed it, talking about 7.3 million Ghanaians facing poverty, and they have no access to education, health, and employment. 7.3 million Ghanaians. Multidimensionally poor. They are multidimensionally poor. They don't have access to these three things: education, health, and employment.
It's not everything we say, but you see, one of the biggest crises we face presently, is the number of people who have completed secondary school and failed the exams, and there is no way out for them. They went through the system, sat the exams, failed a paper or two, and because they cannot take private classes, rewrite the exams, and then move on from there, or someone is unable to support them one way or the other, their lives are wasting away. I meet those people on a single basis, a single day. And
lots of them around.
Plenty of them. All of these bright stars of tomorrow are wasting away. And poverty has a lot to do with it. Their parents are selling little things on tabletop. It is impossible to think that they can afford 5,000 Ghana cedis for private tuition to be able to get them to at least study for the exam and then register for it. Registering for it is another matter. You have to study and register for it, get the right marks, and hope that you will get into a university.
And then that too is another
mountain. It's another hurdle altogether. And, you can only do so much as a person. And the people listening to me, each and every one of us, at least we have one or two of those people in our homes. And their future is doomed if we cannot move them from their current situation. The other alternative, or the alternative for them in some cases, is for them to do what is the competency-based training which is going on now. The schools like the Second Image, the GA schools and all of them, they have these programs. The government, the state or the government has shifted focus in a way to allow for these forms of training, so that even if you do not have some certificates, at least because you can actually comprehend what is being said and you can deploy your skills or your hands properly, you will be able to get something learned. So you're doing your nails, the things you were talking about, manicure and all of these things. They are learning those things. And many of these certificates are recognized elsewhere. And these things fetch you something. But to be able to pay for that, in some cases, it's 2,500 Ghana cedis per term. Now, how many poor people in this country can afford that much? It is not easy. It is a depressing situation.
Stuff.
I meet these people every day.
It's tough out there. And one story I've seen this morning that captures it, I guess, is that Kofi Brookman is no longer for the broke. The show is interactive, 0549986996. Some of your messages have come in. We'll be sharing them with you shortly. But Nathan had some quick announcements that you need.
Yes, if you are seeking advanced medical treatment abroad, remember that it doesn't have to be stressful and overly expensive. Talk to Nexus Global Services Limited. They'll lead you to over 100 top hospitals and doctors in Turkey to experience high quality care at unbeatable prices. And they offer free consultation, visa assistance, air ambulance services, among others. Find their office at Cresport Hospital in Dome Park, or call them on 0539-659-259 or visit their website nexusgsl.com. Now the GOAT of all buffets returns with a hat trick. Shake and Grow brings you 3 days.
Come on.
3 days.
Come
Trois
on.
jours, as we say in French. 3 days of all you can eat. Customized buffet, 100 cedis each day. Now, Chicken Grill buffets are customized such that guests sit comfortably and order their meals to be prepared from scratch. Customer demands, let there be wache, for example, and the wache is prepared from scratch. Meals are not pre-made to wait for customers. Call 0533-615-069 to enjoy 3 days of great food from June 29 to July 1. Call Chicken Grill now on 0533-615-069 and let them cook. And trust me, it'll be hype.
Yeah, man.
And you're hype, sir. And you're nyumdra.
Thank you.
And I can. What do you do? Now sorry. Now why be can wasem?
Obedi adanse.
Men can bebre. Men can
No, but if you need to check out a bit, you need to relax, you need some good space, what do you call it, getaway.
Yes,
you need some getaway before you come back to the hustle and bustle of living here. No, the Global Wings Travel and Tour this September is taking you on a journey of a lifetime. We're going to Malaysia and Singapore from September the 9th to the 18th, 2024. We take you to Kuala Lumpur, capital of Malaysia, where you will experience the captivating city tour. You will visit the Petronas Twin Towers and so above, the city on the Gentine Highland Skyway cable ride. Then you venture into Singapore for an unforgettable trip to Sentosa Island and a full city tour where you marvel at the gardens by the bay with luxurious 4-star accommodation, visa facilitation, return tickets, travel insurance, all taxes and airport transfers included. This is the getaway you've been waiting for. So don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to explore two of Asia's most iconic destinations with Global Wings Travel and Tour. Book us now. WhatsApp 0553688398 0550188181 or follow us on social media at Global Wings Travel GH. Pack your bags and let Global Wings whisk you on a journey of a lifetime. And this Eid, the celebrations go beyond the fasting from the 5th to the 22nd of this month 2024. Samsung is offering you great deals to capture the spirit of the occasion. With 100 CDs and 150 CDs off Samsung Galaxy A05 and A15 phones respectively, you get so much more for so much less. Go to any authorized Samsung shop and save big. Samsung wish you a happy Eid. We'll get into some of your messages, but Bernard, hello.
Yeah, Charlie, it's good to be here.
Yes.
Listening to your
How's
conversation.
your Friday morning going?
It's going very well.
Nice.
Very happy to be here on the other side of the radio, listening to you guys. Nice discussion. It's good to have some men back from Germany. Nathan from Japan.
Yeah, man.
It's almost like the Lord is telling us what we should look at, because it's funny. My most recent trip was, when was this?
Switzerland.
A few months back was Switzerland. Yeah. Then Nathan went to Japan. Yeah. Someone went to Germany. Sky went to the UK. Yes. And you are going to Rwanda to see a few things and to talk to. There are lots of great Ghanaians in Rwanda.
True.
I was talking to somebody who was commending the exemplary professionalism of Ghanaian managers.
Wow, in Rwanda?
Everywhere, not just Rwanda.
Right.
How Ghanaians are so excellent in most of the fields they find themselves in. You go to the World Bank, there are great Ghanaians there. You go to the IMF, there are great Ghanaians there. You go to the African Development Bank, there are great Ghanaians there. You go to all these international organizations, you know. We have some very exemplary leaders. And I still have hope in Ghana, because I feel like if we bring everybody into the room, we will have, I was saying pound for pound, we have some of the best human resource. We have some of the best human, look at the Euros, for example, as we're talking about. What do you have? There are 60 Africans, people of African descent playing the Euros, and 10 from Ghana. So that means that 1 out of every 6 is from Ghana. True. And what is true for football is true for many things, medicine. So I don't think we should, you see, we shouldn't lose hope. We just have the wrong system. And the wrong system is difficult because the right leader. So sometimes it's tough, but we should keep pushing. We should keep using, and for what gives me hope is that, you know, while some things are failing, some things are working. All right. So, for example, media, I like what we do. I absolutely enjoy it. I've done it for 20 years. I wouldn't exchange it for anything in the world. Because yesterday I was at a program involving some farmers, and they were talking about their problems and their industry. And they were just happy to see me. They're like, Charlie, when we listen to your show, we want you to come because, Charlie, there are some of the issues we want you to raise. And the enthusiasm with which people were taking my phone number and giving me angles to the issues, it means they believe that when they tell the media, when they tell the right media, they are, or when the right media comes on an issue, they think it will get resolved. And I was so encouraged. Like this, I met a man who's like a chief. I don't want to mention the specific sector in agric because they haven't given permission to do this, but it was like an internal industry discussion on how to improve their production, their processing, their exports, their logistics, and people were so encouraged to have Citi. And I was the only journalist there.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I feel like there's hope if we can get the right leaders in the right positions, and if the various institutions will do what they have to do. You know, I was speaking to some students at an event on Tuesday, and then this is like they were discussing the Ghana we want, the Ghana Compact, and then I said, everybody wants things to change, and it's true, things must change. And I said, okay, every student should make sure they bring 5 other students to the discussion the next day. Now, if you can't do that, then it's also a failure on your part. You get it?
Yeah.
Because influence is not given to just one person. So it's a very long way of saying that. For me, there's hope. That's why every day we come.
Yeah.
And it's not just the talk. If you noticed, now we do things that are meaningful. I'm happy with Heritage Caravan.
Yes.
I think it's our best promotion.
Great.
The Back to Your Village Food Festival is incredible. Yesterday, we were talking about a food product that was not popular. And I said, how come you guys are not at the food festival? They said, oh, we didn't know, it was too late. And I said, look, we had tens of thousands of people come, not just to buy food to eat, but to develop a taste.
Yeah.
We were in a hotel yesterday, and the snack, they gave us 3 juices, guava juice, and then they gave us, I think, pineapple juice.
Watermelon.
Yeah. And I was saying, there are so many other fruits we grow in Ghana that could be. Then when we went to the buffet dinner, sometimes I'll tell you something, we were in a queue, okay? 90% of the food on the buffet, I couldn't pronounce the name.
Wow.
The only thing I saw was yellow rice and some chicken. But later on the other side of the hotel, they had abolo, they had those things. But you know, most of us, by the time we finished the queue, we didn't know that there was local food. And this is like high-end hotel. What am I trying to say? You see the link between a hotel and even the food you eat. They are shaping your taste.
Yeah.
People will go to that hotel when they see abolo and ampesi, they think they've not eaten proper food because they want to eat beef bolognese and something. Get it? So all I'm trying to say is that I'm excited to be part of this because we use it to do meaningful things. We follow meaningful campaigns. We are touching our audiences at different points. So on one hand, we bring them together to sample Ghanaian food. On another hand, we say, let's do a campaign to promote made in Ghana rice. On another hand, we say, let's promote Ghanaian music. Let's promote the orange
tourism
economy. So this morning at 10 o'clock, Apioka will be moderating a panel to discuss the creative arts. So film, music, art, and those and the rest of it, right? It's very important because we are in that field, okay? So we are bringing Julieta Sante together. We are bringing some of the musicians. We are bringing Ibrahim Mahama, the artist.
Yeah.
All these people are very important to a country's development. A country's development is not just economics. It's also culture, arts, the soft side. And I am happy to be part of what we do because we've figured out that it's good to speak about issues, but also create platforms to move the things to the next level. So this morning, Ibrahim Mahama, Julieta Sante, and a few other people with Apioka, Chief Momin. How do we, because the employment that Hollywood generates, the power of Hollywood in America is not just employment, even the cultural. People want to go to the US because of what they see. And Ghana has that. A lot of Africans respect Ghana. In the Arab world, a lot of countries respect Egypt because the Egyptians used film. I'm told that if you listen to all the Egyptian Arabic is the one that all the Arabs can understand. Because when they were all growing up, they were watching Egyptian programs. So Egypt used their culture, the power of Egyptian culture. So when they are doing like the Eid and everybody's home, this is many in the past, many of them will be watching programs from Egypt. So that's the power. So Mohammed Salah's power. So if you go to Saudi Arabia now, it's very powerful because Egypt itself is a very powerful country within, and they are not the most militarily strong. Okay, so some of the things we are doing, like this week, for the first time in the business festival, we decided that we are now going to focus on the creative arts as a business.
Yeah.
So we did technology, we did agribusiness, we're doing SME.
Yeah.
If you listen to business festival for 5 years ago, it's really, really changed.
Yeah.
We are looking to use it to solve problems and to direct interest and insight into important spaces. All right. So this week I interviewed Danny Dama, who's he's a great film producer. All right. Globally recognized. Then we interview Richie, music. Then we interview Bernard Akoya Jackson, art. All right. So today Apioka is doing that. Then we are doing the management boot camp, another one. A station's credibility is not just in telling news stories, but it's also in its convening power. So one of the powers we have is we are able to attract quality people into our platform because they believe in what we do. So what we've created, and sometimes we talk more about this, is a platform where we give some of the businesses that like our brand the chance to interact as business leaders.
I like it.
All right, they are coming to listen. Some of the best. Some of the people we are inviting are people we bring on air every now and again. So Taka Awori, she comes on when we do the Effective Living Series, Business Festival. She's written a book on leadership, awesome organizational development, HR management, stellar. Professor Robert Hinson, probably the most published professor in customer service and marketing. I mean, globally recognized. He's in Singapore today, then he's in Warwick next week, then he's in Copenhagen the week after. All right, a prophet is without honor in his own country. So I have been to places. The professor who taught me brand management at Warwick speaks very highly of Professor Robert Hinson. In terms of I'm telling you, he's teaching everywhere. You're going to get people like that. All right, we have Patrick Otie Kubwedu, one of the foremost minds when it comes to behavioral change, psychology of management. He's been on this platform many, many years. He's going to be there. All right. So for us, it's not necessarily about making money. Everything God gives you can do a lot more depending on your understanding of what He's giving you. So you can say, I've been given just one talent and I can't do anything with it. You can say, I've been given radio, I'll just do morning show and go home. We don't see radio like that. Radio is a tool for national development. Radio is a tool for economic transformation. Radio is a tool for social reengineering. Radio is a tool for value addition in business. Everything we've been given, we define what it can be used for. Which is why people are like, every day you are doing something new. Because the revelation we have about what we have is not the same as what you have about it. It's not like a medium to just come and say, let's sell something and then let's just advertise. That's important. But it's because right now we are in a communication era. And the nation's greatest need is transformation and development. And we use the media as the tool and the fuel for that. So I'm going this long way anyway to say that, look, this weekend is the last weekend for registration. If you want to be on the management bootcamp, call us. You will see some men there, you see me there, we'll be there. You know, we'll be there. No, we are not teaching. We are just there. We are facilitating. He will moderate a very important panel on the last day. The what do you call it? Habits of resilient. What's the name of the topic?
Successful habits of resilient companies.
Successful habits of resilient. You know, we don't learn a lot about our own businesses. I'll tell you what we've done here. What Joy has done, Kwesi Chum. There are so many companies that in Ghana are admirable. They've passed on knowledge. They've created value over decades. We need to start, because learning must also be contextual. So there will be a very important panel of some key business leaders who will be discussed, because surviving in Ghana is not the same as surviving in the UK.
That's true.
No, I mean, that's why you can take a Princeton or Stanford trained MBA and throw him into Accra and he'll be hot. When I did my MBA, the first project they took me to, they threw me into Lagos. Right? And for 1 month, I had to figure out how to survive. Because you cannot say, fine, they may put you in Manchester, you do all the slides, but if you can't replicate it in Lagos, you don't really know business, right? So we feel there's a lot of knowledge in Ghana that we can learn from each other. And this is cross-sectoral, right? So both public and private sector, but also you have people who are in manufacturing, you have people who are in services, okay? You have people who are in utilities, you have people who are in transportation and logistics. There's a lot to learn. People from port areas, people in what we call the fast-moving consumer goods. That room, if you are 30 or 40 people, it's a powerful. The most important lesson you get from an MBA, in my view, or a program like this, is not even the knowledge that is given by the lecturer. It's the interaction where people share the experience of how they approach the same issue. So if somebody is managing a large, maybe produce buying company, another person is into advertising, and a third person is into tuna production, and we are all discussing how we deal with the issue of employees who are not loyal. The level of insight somebody will bring from managing a manufacturing firm of 200 people or 2,000 people versus you running a small ad agency is just priceless. So we feel that the value we bring in convening, bringing these great guys together, bringing quality human resource to sit in the same room to have discussion, And sometimes we moderate one of the sessions because, again, a lot of people don't know. I think his greatest gift is not even media. All right, it's leadership. So a lot it's just that is manifesting the leadership in media. So it's not a media guy. It's a leadership guy who can use. When I started hosting the show, I was younger than you. I didn't even know half of what you knew. Okay, and in 20 years, look at where we are. So that's it. Being able to convert the raw material of human resource. So we are not basically telling you theories. We are actually showing what we've done.
Right.
What we've done with the brand,
right.
How we've been able to build what we are building, the Channel 1 News, in an economy like this. So for me, in leadership, we are not like travel agents who just say, oh, this is how you enjoy yourself when you go to the Caribbean. We are tour guys. We are going with you there.
Solid.
We are going because it's our own leadership journey that we are sharing.
True.
Okay? Because we want our followers, our audiences, our listeners to be part of our experience. Right? Media is an experience. So we just want to announce for the final time. I don't know if I've even taken a win out of your seat.
No. Spot on.
Yeah, so if you can add a few more details and then we know how people can, because almost it's ending, right?
Our creative enterprise program is happening this morning at 10 a.m. It starts at 10 a.m. at Lisa. So those of you who have registered, this is just a reminder, and you clearly you need to have registered before you'll be admitted to the place. But we are rounding up the Citi Business Festival with the Management Bootcamp, as Bernard has talked about, and we have quite a number of people who have registered. So if you have registered and you have not paid, I think, as we say, utikika, I cannot be too sure whether you'll be admitted. If you have registered, but you can also call our number again.
It is last minute.
Yeah.
Final
just call
boarding call.
This number 0249 950 680.
Can you repeat that?
Let me repeat. It's 0249 950 680. Now, just find out whether we still have some slots. But basically, we start on the 24th. That's Monday.
Okay.
They get into the hotel on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, and then work starts on Monday. Monday we have building and sustaining competitive advantage. The lecturer is Sylvester Mensah, Honorable Sylvester Mensah. He's a strategy lecturer. He's been doing this for the last, God knows how many years, say 16, 17 years, teaching strategy at UPSA. He's been a politician. He's been a banker. He's been a CEO of NHIA. So comes with a wealth of experience in that area. Honorable Sylvester Mensah will be the facilitator. The second topic on Monday is mastering people management. Again, this is being handled by Patrick Otiekobuedu, who most of these guys in corporate world know him as a trainer's trainer and a good trainer. So we have Patrick dealing with mastering people management. Emotional intelligence in leadership. That's on Tuesday, the 25th. Okay, that's the second part, Tuesday, 25th. This is handled by Taka Awori. Taka Awori has been a constant feature in training people on this program and in other corporates. So come learn emotional intelligence in leadership. Wednesday, the 26th, we have one by our own Clement Akapam, legal and regulatory compliance for managers.
Very important.
Something that eludes all of us. It can save you a whole fortune. Yeah. Legal and regulatory compliance for managers by lawyer Clement Akapam. And then we come back to revolutionizing customer service. Revolutionizing customer service, taking customer service to another level. That's again Patrick Otieku-Boedu is handling this one. And then Thursday is marketing at the core of your growth strategy. Marketing at the core of your growth strategy.
The topics select themselves. It's almost like you know how some football teams select themselves. The lecturers select themselves. Self-selection.
And then, so that's Professor Bob Hinson. And then on Friday, we have the presentation of successful habits of resilient companies. This is by Mr. Martin Mensah. And then will be followed by the forum where I'll be moderating. So this is from the 24th, and it ends on the 28th.
Wonderful.
We leave
so it's Monday to
Friday. Yes. Monday.
Bite-sized MBA.
Yeah. And there's a full-day event, residential event. You know, once you are there, you are there. You are locked there till we depart Saturday morning. So that's the management boot camp for you.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Which edition is this, by the way? How many?
This is the 7th.
Wow. 7th edition of the management boot camp.
Yeah.
I don't think we did it during COVID.
No, we skipped COVID.
Wow. So this is almost 2017, 2015-ish.
We started. The first one was 2016.
We've done a lot too.
2016, yeah.
We've done a lot.
Yeah.
So much happening. Thank you, Papa Sam, for the updates, and Bernard also for letting us know the spirit behind all that we do. Why we have hope in doing what we do, because you know clearly at Citi FM 97.3 and Channel 1 Television, we mean business. That's why we bring you all that we are doing, using our convening power to bring together thought leaders to influence our society and better our outcomes. And this month-long Citi Business Festival this year is powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. We thank Absa Bank so much, and MTN Business, Gesol, AMG Fertilizer, Insano Limited, and Agri Impact for always helping us do this every other time. It's a good one to have you all support us. We'll take a very, very quick break. And then when we are back, we have some of your messages and some very important information for you.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Hey, Walambo! Hey, Walambo! I asked him to buy me original Polita.
Hey, please don't make mistake. Talk to Papa. Open the back man. And you Polita no girl. You there. Hey, Papa.
Papa, can ruffle.
The Polita is original, the first and the best.
What is? Who got also for dear acrobat to use to me?
Polita, yes.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Hi, Mom, it's me, Kwame.
Hey, Kwame, how are you?
Mom, I'm fine, oh.
Okay.
You know something?
No, tell me.
I'm looking for a complete furniture set for my new place.
Kwame, I've told you before, the only one place you should go,
Yeah, Mom, but I need a mattress to fit my bed.
Ash Foam.
I need a bed to fit my room.
Ash Foam.
What about a sofa where go relax my body?
Ash Foam.
Wardrobes to fit all my clothes?
Ash Foam.
What about linens and pillows for sweet dreams?
Kwame, Ash Foam.
Mommy, I feel you. Ash Foam all the way.
From mattresses to beds, sofas, wardrobes, linens, pillows, and more. Don't waste time and visit any Ashram showroom across the country or call our hotline at 0243 200 729. Ashfoam. Feel it, know it.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Past 9, 97.3 Citi FM, a Citi Breakfast Show. We have loads of your comments in. We'll be sharing them with you. Later this morning, Joe Metal joins us. But if you are a JHS student in Ghana, you are wordsmith with a passion for development. Do you have a way with words that captivates and inspires? If so, then join the Literacy Challenge 2024 now. The nationwide search for the most outstanding junior high school student in Ghana is on. Do you think that it could be you who goes home with 10,000 cedis and a glitzy trophy? Then, in no less than 600 words, write about the role of the youth in shaping the future of Ghana. What changes would you like to see, and how can young people contribute to making them happen? Script must be in your own handwriting, endorsed by your parents with your full contact details. The deadline is Saturday, 13th of July 2024. Please submit your entries to the front desk of Channel 1 TV and Citi FM or PO Box GP 14123 Accra Central. For inquiries, please call 0205 973 973. The Literacy Challenge 2024 is powered by Citi FM, supported by Channel 1 TV, and we are sponsored by Ghana National Gas Company, A-Life Soap, Feel Fresh, Feel Alive, and Fortune Spread for your bread. Yummy Delicious, always on point. Another quality product from Welma Africa Limited. Baby Biscuit by M4 Foods and Prospectus Ghana Limited.
Now picture this, you are lying in bed after a long day at work. You want comfort and relaxation, but the mattress is sagging beneath you. Don't let that be your story. Go to Latex Foam, step into their showroom and experience the difference for yourself. Latex Foam is your partner for life. Visit them today and sleep better tonight. Call them on 0302-231155 or visit them online, latexfoamghana.com. Now, if you are interested in Canadian immigration and you want to learn how to avoid fraud, then join the Black Africans group, Black Africans RCIC group, in collaboration with Askia Immigration Consulting Services. They are putting together a webinar, a free live webinar. It's happening tomorrow at 8 p.m. Ghana time, live on Facebook at BA-RCIC. Topic: Fraud Awareness Canada Immigration. Tune in or join and gain valuable insights.
See your fancy car, you can feel the pothole in your fancy car, your fancy car.
To us.
Yes, this one says it's sad how we can't use what we already have to solve our problems. For many of our government services, such as passport acquisition, driver's license, Ghana card, they can all be integrated into the post office service, and yet we can't leverage on this strategic nationwide facility. What's wrong with that? Kofi AEC sent that. This one says, this matter of spreading development. Imagine Takoradi being known as the oil city because oil was discovered in the western region, yet all the head offices of these oil companies are located in Accra. How? Samina Denta is asking. Samina say they are building a cathedral. That's what this one says. It says, Bernard, our leaders travel, some schooled abroad. Some even have citizenship. What plans or policies have they learned and tailored to our situation? How will citizens change without policies and better leadership? What's the impact of their stay abroad? There is no leadership in Ghana. Patrice in East Airport. And this one says, City CBS, we the citizens cry for change, but we are not ready for that change. We are the reflection of our politicians. I keep telling people that Ghana is still not a developed country. We should stop lying to ourselves. DJ Nature from Italy. This one says, Papa Sam and team, the real issue Ghana is facing is the head not thinking right. When a leader has shared vision, all he sees is to blame the past and events for not getting things done. Until we elect leaders who have a proper Ghanaian vision that is seeing Ghana as their own personal project than political vision to score points, we will still wallow in this sinking situation we find ourselves in. Emmanuel from Osu. Kofi from Amasaman says, I have never been this hopeless in the 38 years experience of my life. To be honest, I gave up on Ghana, and my earnest prayer is that whether now or in the future, God, please make anyone associated with the mess that we have found ourselves in pay for their deeds in the hardest way. Show your power and let man know that you own the world and you own Ghana.
We're not giving up. We're not giving up.
This gentleman is very. But you see, you can understand.
You are not allowed to give up.
You see, you can understand.
Don't give up yet.
You can understand his frustration. You can understand his frustration. A country that's supposed to help you or create the environment for you to grow and thrive and succeed, you find that it's not. Wow. That's not the situation.
Sky, do you see this message?
Yeah.
This is quite worrying.
Summary.
Yeah. Okay.
Good morning, Citi CBS. The system is too tough to the level of me trying to take my own life. That's disturbing.
Very, very disturbing.
That's very disturbing. Don't do that. Don't do that. We are all facing all kinds of difficulties. We all are. And sometimes we come to this studio carrying the world on our shoulders. We have our own problems. We have our own difficulties, our own challenges, our dreams, some of which are working, some are not working. But it should never get to a point where you consider ending it all. It is not worth it, my brother. I'm sure we should talk. We should talk. It's
No, Sky, you see, he says that he was chatting AI and AI gave him Mental Health Foundation's number to call, but there was no response when he called.
I understand. So yes, we should talk. It's trust me. I mean, anytime you hear us laughing on the radio, we do that every day. It doesn't mean that everything is well with us. No. We have our own difficulties. We're fighting our own battles of our families, our friends, our relations, and we have not gotten to that extent. So please, I beg of you, if there's nothing that interests you in this world, just know that at least I give you a smile every morning, or I laugh with you every morning. That alone should brighten your day. I would speak with you, my brother. I'll speak with you. Abeku, please get the number for me.
Yeah. On that note, we'll play a song that will, uplift your spirit. So don't worry. And Joe Metal will come later this morning too. So we would have a good time.
Yeah. There's something I want to mention. You see, there was a text message about the postal services.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Obo came in, there was so much expectation, like we're going to revive it. And he's doing some really great work trying to revive it. As to whether it's gathering the kind of momentum that, yes. So he says that it is sad how we can't use what we already have to solve our problems. For many of our government services, such as passport acquisition, driver's license, Ghana card, all those can be integrated into the post office services, and yet we can't leverage the strategic nationwide facility. You see, Kofi's message is such, I was reflecting over it. Now, let's look at the number of Ghanaians applying for passport, national identification card, driver's license, those going to the Registrar General's Department, NHIA, all of these people. Many are requesting for new cards. Some are asking for reprint. The birth sets, the lands, the lands registry, the registry responsible for birth and death. Almost all these government services would involve the issuance of a certain certificate or an ID card or some authority note or something. Imagine that there is a deliberate policy which says that going forward, we don't want you to come and mass up in front of the passport office asking that you want to pick up your passport.
Yeah.
We don't want that. Already we are told that 86,000 or so of those passports that have been printed, for some reason they have been uncollected. Bernard was trying to explain the other day some of the reasons why. But you see, if we take a policy decision today and say that going forward, in applying for your passports, beyond providing us with your digital ID, address, we need a post office number which is active and working in your constituency, in your village, in your town, in your city, through which we will deliver the passport or the national ID for a fee, which is included in your application fee. Imagine what it would do for the postal service.
Yeah.
And I can. These are in their thousands, so many thousands of Ghanaians, possibly millions, applying for all of these services at some point.
This could even do for the Ghana card if you have to go pick it up.
Exactly. So you don't go to the Tetekwashi place. No. You sit in your house, you receive a notification on your phone that this passport or your package has been delivered to the address you provided, the post office box or the private mail bag, something you provided. So you go there, even if it is me, maybe you have become a merchant of something. So I have the box sitting there, and then you come and I charge you 1 cedi or 2 cedi. That in itself, in my respectful view, can help to revive the postal service. Because in many other countries you go to, you don't go and then you rush into... No. I think there has got to be some major transformation of this particular space. Clearly, something is not being done right. The postal services, a critical backbone of the movement of things. Look, if you go to VIP today, right? So many people are there trying to send things to Kumasi or to the north. And they are making so much money. The VIP station.
Yeah.
They are making so much money. They are taking advantage of a certain gap in the market which the Ghana Post people are not able to take advantage of. And it is sad. It is possible to use the services that we provide as a government, as a state, to revive that institution.
Very important. Very possible and very, very important point you have made there. it tells you that out of the mouth of babes he has ordained power indeed. And the man behind this, the man through whom we are blessed with this sound and many more, is here in the studio with us, doing amazing things for the kingdom, for God and country. Oh, Joe Metal. Joe Metal is the man. Good morning, Joe. It's good to have you in the studio this morning.
It's good to be here too.
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm blessed. Cry.
I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. It's really good to see you in the studio, and you've been doing a lot lately.
I know.
So much going on for you.
What can you say? He called, you obey, you just move. That's it.
Yeah. And I've seen your Give Me Oil in My Lamp. I love the video, but I love the song even better.
Thank you.
I like that you're giving us songs that we can use to meditate, use to wait on the Lord, because it looks like a lot of the songs we are getting is just, most of it entertain people, lift people up and all of that. But this one, you can pray with it, you can meditate with it, stay up later. What's going on? And the other thing I'm seeing in the gospel industry also is that, I don't know how to put it, but I feel it. There's some change in the Ghanaian gospel music.
I think there's a lot of what you would call spiritual songs.
Right.
Obviously, all songs are spiritual, but in terms of it being having your vehicles for prayer and waiting and fellowship with God, I think that's what is causing that. Because normally when it's just praise or lifting up of hands, it's still solid, but then the prayer ones are more intense, and I guess that's why more people are feeling it that way and on and on. But I feel like it's also a season, not that it would ever end, but the others will still come back and add to it. But in the meantime, there's I would normally say, there's a whole revival going on, and so people are being stirred up in their spirits to spend more time in prayer with God and fellowship. So I think that's what's happening right now.
I really love that, because then it's not only from your camp, there are several others who are also putting in very good work. And I also love to see that while you are leading this charge, you are holding the hands of many and pushing them into,
by God's grace,
into the fore as well. Tell me a bit more about this journey, how far we've come.
It's been good. Many years. I think I always look back and I'm grateful to God that I didn't give up, or I didn't change in terms of the sound. Because from the beginning, I remember, I always say that there were people who were like, what are you doing? This thing, But I'm always grateful to God. It was difficult, but to see what God is doing with these same songs and these same sounds and these messages today is just a blessing, and I'm grateful. I'm really
I'm here with Nathan, who loves and knows his music.
I love my music, and he's an Akrakadami man.
Oh,
okay. Let me put this thing to rest once and for all. I've had Akaka has been claiming me for the.
Oh, really? So
I'll explain to you. why. No.
Okay, so this.
I applied to Akaka.
They
didn't take me.
Oh,
they wish that they want to take me. Anyway, but at a point, even before the results came out, or was it not even the results? The placement.
Yeah.
I had already decided that I wanted to do architecture, so I applied to a school for draftsmanship and started studying architecture and all that. But
for the record,
I never went to Accra. It was always Danny that went to Accra. But I think there's always been that vibe.
Right.
I look like a blow guy. I probably act like a blow guy. That's why.
You just go up to
but I love Accra anyway.
Wonderful. I just you spoke about, so in terms of the gospel, there are two big elements. There's the scripture side, the spiritual side.
Yes.
And then there's the tangible side, the technical side, the music itself. What's your creative process like?
Okay.
When you have to put a song together, or you have to, if somebody says, "Oh, Joe, help me out on a song."
Okay.
For example, let's talk about a song like Owanweni.
Okay.
So let's take us through the creative process. How did it come about, and how did it all come together?
Some songs I get the opportunity to write, still by the inspiration of the Spirit. Some I don't even get to write. I literally can hear songs sometimes. So like I'll give an example like give me oil. I was just in a service, and for a split second I felt like there was a block. I could not hear what was happening around me, but I could hear like there's a song playing. So I just put my phone and did give me oil. So the original audio, because it was a service and people were sitting by me, so I couldn't. So I didn't like I was. So I just give me oil. So in the original audio, you could hear the preacher's voice in there. Then when I'm done, I have that like as a direction or a reference. Then I take my time, sit down, and then expand it. Sometimes what I'll do is, I've received the song, there should be a message. I research it probably in scripture and find other messages that work together with it. Then I get to write. So like after everything, I think I had the I Wanna Burn For You. I had some song like that sounded like that, and I realized it sits. But because the main subject of that song also was from Matthew 25, which speaks about the 10 virgins and everything, and that scripture is also likened to the coming of Christ, so I was like, what would that look like? What would I want to bring out of that? And then that was what also influenced the second verse, which says, I want to be ready when you come. I want to hear you say, well done. So keep me burning. So that, so it goes like that. And there are times where I'm like, I am grateful to God that at least I have a small sense of music too. So I'm able to come up with, I think Owaweni was more like an answered prayer. And it showed me more of God's wonders, and then so it was just a chorus, and then I added a few extensions to the song. So
I find that song very engaging musically.
Okay.
I love how it goes. The music of it is really pleasant.
Thank you. But then the last part is I also have a great team who always interpret. In fact, just before we start talking, they already, once I start singing the song, they have an idea, and the more we work together, they understand you. They're able to properly. It's like they know what is happening in your head, and then sometimes there are times I come. As for the intro, I have intro. I'm like, no, it has to be and they play. I say no.
Yeah, I need some fun here.
This that. But then most of the time, I would always say that I don't think I'll have the kind of sound I have if not for the kind of team I have.
Wow. At this point, I just want us to enjoy Give Me Oil and all right. We need some more oil, right? Amazing tune. And this lady, my goodness, Sandra, correct?
Sandra Bachijia.
Yeah.
Amazing young lady. I think
she's got some fire.
Fire. So when we had, like, we wanted to record the song, originally there was no intention to even feature anyone, but as we kept rehearsing, I was like, no, I can hear the girl's voice in there. And so I called her and she came with rehearse and we got ready for it.
And that was it.
Yeah, and she just did it.
Wow. No, it's a thing I identify with you because I mean there are a number of people who are doing well in the gospel music that when I think of them I think of you.
Okay.
I mean some people know Sandra besides this song,
yes.
But for me,
you got to know.
I got to know her through Give Me Oil.
Yeah.
And even it's the same thing how I got to learn of Luigi McLean.
It's fantastic. I even thought he was South African when I heard his name. Is it a deliberate thing you do?
Sometimes,
like, giving a spotlight to younger ones.
Yes, as well. Because I think one of the things too is there are a few young people I've also met that I feel carry so much, but obviously until I'm convinced also that it's time for them to also be, because there are people, if you also prematurely expose them to certain things, instead of it being a help, it would rather worry.
Right.
And so, but I think for me, beyond the name of the individual or being known or not being known, based on what they carry, if what they carry can actually work for what I am doing, I don't really mind whether they're known or not.
Right.
They carry what the song needs. They carry what is relevant for that sound.
Fantastic.
And for me, that's it.
I love it. I'm now going to ask you about structures in the system, because for every industry, for every talent, for every gift, it needs a structure that works.
Okay.
And I'm asking you based on a conversation I had with Dennis Terrier in the UK. He does the Aquaba Awards and all that. And he was comparing the Ghanaian and the UK side. And he said, look, when it comes to talent, we do not lack talent.
Okay.
We do not lack gifts in this particular content. But the absence of structures is what's affecting us. How do you relate with... How do you feel the absence of...
I think is true though. Structures are really required to keep the machinery running. But the problem is, it's also really difficult to have certain level of structures when you're starting.
Yeah.
That's where the problem is. But at the same time, I still feel it's possible. There are certain levels, if you don't have structures and you get to it, would start worrying you. You have to go back, break things down and fix them. I think right from the beginning when I started, knowing that I'm alone and I didn't have like any financier or anything, I started with people who just believed in what I had.
Right.
And so I spoke to them. I said, hey, this is what I want to do. Right from the beginning, I started working with them. And it's grown. The team has grown so much. I think quite recently we had a meeting and I was like, wait, all of you guys are like
the team has become an institution.
People don't have an idea, but I have I think I have one of the biggest teams.
Right.
From the ones that work behind, like I have heads of protocol, ushers, I have heads of hospitality, I have heads of planning, heads of music, heads of production.
This is Geometal group of companies.
No, so when I say Geometal Ministries, it's a whole.
Yeah.
I think the core team alone should be like about 70 or 60.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the core team.
Core team. About
Yeah. So there's like we have like a full page. We call it full page.
I love it.
When you open it, you see that when everybody. So that includes the band, the and the ones you never see, but they run everything.
Yeah.
All I need to do is
like the Godfred Abeku. They're always in the background.
But they run everything. Yeah. So you just say, guys, we need to do A, B, C, D. Can we put the team together? We need to start planning for this. Like they run most of the things, and I'm grateful to God for them. I couldn't have done some of these things I do without them. I may be walking around here doing interviews, but the other people running meetings, making sure every supply that needs to arrive at which time. Even though I'm still I have a small micromanagement problem, but they still run it. Right. They sometimes say, leave that thing, we will do it. But I'm grateful to God for those. So structures are really, really, really important.
Amazing.
If you're starting, you just find one or two people who just believe in it.
Okay.
Because definitely at that point in time, there won't even be resources. Most of the time, it's not about paying the people necessarily, but it's about still having resource to help them run what is happening. And if you're starting and there's not those resources, get the people that will understand. Sometimes they themselves don't even mind helping with their resource to help see it, to the point that it's supposed to be. So without it, it would worry.
There's something big coming.
Yes.
And it's been a journey. We're talking about the Praise Reloaded.
Praise Reloaded,
I
yes.
saw the video, the commercial earlier on Facebook, and I actually shared it. I love the concept. It was beautiful. We are filling the stadium.
By God's grace.
Wow. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so Praise Reloaded has been running officially for 12 years. Unofficially, probably like about 13. I forgot to add the COVID year. But if I added the COVID year, then we're talking about 13 years. And over the years, God has taken us through many phases of the event, from Tesano Baptist to the IRC to Perez Dome to Royal House. We've done both the small and the main venue, conference center, Tema. Like, it's been everywhere. Yeah. And this year we've been, like last year we were just praying. Every year God gives us a directive what to do. And we're just praying about it and said it was time to open it up. Praise the Lord is a paid event. He said, open it up and make it free. I said, hey, Bosu.
For the way. In this Ghana.
But, again, if you say, like the Bible puts it, it's better to obey than to sacrifice. Right. If you say you're giving him a sacrifice, but you cannot obey him, then it's useless. And so we listened. We went to the stadium. We asked of it. It's like, okay, it's a lot of money. But there's nothing that God cannot do.
You say it, a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. If you say money, it lessens the weight. Money, so that the arm will weigh it. But in all that, I feel like it has also helped us stretch our faith into what God is able to do, and to the glory of God is running, is happening. And I'm grateful to some individuals who have stood with us, supported us, and a few organizations too that have come to our aid and saying, "Oh, this is great. This is a good vision. We're ready to support you." And they've been running with us, and we're grateful.
So truthfully, this is free.
It is free. It is free.
30th of June.
30th of June. Like, in fact, by 1 p.m. we've opened the gates. By 3 p.m. the service takes off. Wow. So please don't say, "Oh, I'll wait small." By the time you come, like, we are wrapping up. Yeah. And anyone who's been to our services will tell you, we don't drag it too much. We make sure that the experience is intense. Right. But then we also are, mindful of time, and to make sure that, because we know it's a Sunday, people have to go to work on the Monday. So it's free, but there's only one thing we need you to still do. You go on www.jometalmusic.com, www.jometalmusic.com. Just register. Right. That's all we're asking. Okay. Registration doesn't require money or anything. It's just so that we have data of the people coming. But just in case for any reason you're not able to do the registration, don't still sit at home. You can come. We'll have like systems at the entrance to register. The reason we're saying register before you come, it helps make the entry process faster. Very fast. But at the same time, we will have people there who can help you register, in case you were not able to do it before coming. So on the 30th is happening. I'm not the only one ministry. Nathaniel Bassey is joining me. I know.
Wow, Pastor Nathaniel Bassey.
Nathaniel Bassey is joining me. Sumi Sola is joining me as well. MOG is joining. Super. Pastor Isaiah is joining.
Wonderful.
Ohima Messi is joining. There's Team Eternity joining.
Whoa.
There's City Praise from ICGC joining. Goodness. We have Sandra Boachi joining. Luigi and Nyonyam. There's Kwekute joining. Kwekute.
That guy gives me Dunsin vibes.
I know. You should Kwekute to, that guy is a great blessing.
Yeah.
And I have a friend all the way from USA also coming, Jumbo. It's going to be a night you don't want to miss. A Holy
all
Spirit.
These people are coming and it's free?
It's free, I know.
Wow.
I know. But in all that, listen, it's free. But if you're listening and you want to support us, we would gladly accept. You understand how big this is. Yeah. And so if you go on the registration page, there are also some donation platforms there. Right. Please feel free to help donate. We also have some numbers. I can put it out there. Whenever you're touched to support, please feel free. And don't feel like it's too small. Nothing is too small. It doesn't matter what you have that you want to give, provided it's from the heart. We would gladly receive it. 055-398-9887. I'll say it again. 055-398-9887. Feel free to donate, or you can go on the www.jometalmusic.com. There are some giving platforms on that side too. Please feel free to support. Excellent. And God will bless you.
Excellent. So it's happening on the 30th of June at Accra Sports Stadium.
Yes, sir.
As Praise Reloaded, Holy Spirit Encounter.
Yes, sir.
I love it. I mean, and I often love it when families attend such events.
That's one of the things. So bring your family, bring your friends. Don't come alone. This time don't worry about buying tickets for people. No, just gather them. And bring them and let's come together and celebrate God. And then one of the things somebody was, hey, we are bringing security. I said, don't worry. We're making sure that security is solid, security is tight, and so you're safe. Please don't worry about that.
I love it.
And Christian events are it's always calm. No, you'll be fine.
I love it.
My everything is you, Lord. Everybody say, say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough to say thank you. Say, Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things you Father, you done for me, yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are you're my everything. Say, I call you Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my God.
It's 3 minutes to the top of the hour. We're hanging out with Joe Metal ahead of the Praise Reloaded Holy Ghost Encounter happening on the 30th of June 2024 at Accra Sports Stadium. We're filling up the stadium for Christ, people. Turn up with the family, turn up with loved ones. Let's do this. Now, we have 2 minutes to the top of the hour. And Joe, I want to ask you something that's on the minds of a lot of Ghanaians.
Yes, sir.
Because we spoke about structures at some point, and structures in our world today doesn't have to do with physical stuff only, but intellectual property, copyright issues, and all of those things. And I'm sure you've heard about the raging conversation that's got to do with Team Eternity Ghana's Diffe Diffe song and claims to copyright and all of that. I've heard you sample other songs. In fact, you do medleys, other people's songs. So what are your views on what's going on? From where you said, how do you see it?
Two things. I think that, first of all, the songs, when released, needs to be registered, put on a proper publishing platform.
Right.
It helps. Even if it happens that somebody samples or does anything, the system would actually pick it right from the source. So nothing would be a problem. Because you see, part of some of these reasons too are the reason why we're losing a lot of old songs. Because some songs should not die. It has to be re-recorded. And I also understand the fact that permissions need to be sought. But sometimes, even the one you need to even ask to record, you will not know.
Right. That's so true.
You won't know. Sometimes you can search and search and search, and you find it. So we're losing a lot of songs. So for me, I feel like even with this Team Eternity issue, they could have just solved it. Because it wasn't the whole song. It was it was a sample, probably and that one, even when it goes to court, I get the lyrical part and everything. But there's more to copyright infringement than just picking a lyric or an idea of the lyrics. there are many ways around it. Recently, I think there was a story like that, and then chord progressions and a few directions of some of those songs made the case go away.
Wow.
So there's a lot that would have to be looked at, but I feel like, and we're also Christians. I'm not saying we should do the wrong things, no. But at the same time, there are ways to these things. It could have been solved in many ways. But my prayer too is this, that if later everything is settled, splits have to be given. If the splits are given, I hope that Hallelujah Voices have a way to get the splits. That's another problem. So I'm just saying, that we can do this better. We don't need to do it the way it's going. So I'm sure Timothy probably may have reached out to them already. The dragging wouldn't be necessary. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun hanging out with you. It's been a loaded day, but thank you so much. Joe Metal. It's happening, people. 30th June. Let's do this. Let's go and make it happen. It's top of the hour. This is where we will close the show because a young lady has invaded the studio with the news at 10. Ajua Tinkrama Domina. You sing, don't you? Yeah, anyway. Yeah. So
also I try.
Yeah. So have you sampled any of Joe Metal songs? Have you paid copyright before you sang it?
No.
Okay.
I'm not guilty of copyright.
All right. So what's in the news, Ajua?
Coming up, leadership of colleges of